Welcome, everybody. It's episode 201. Chris is coming. He's indisposed currently. I don't know what he's doing. So we're going to get this party started and do our little sponsor shout-outs. Wait for him to come in. Who's here? Quirky's here. Chris is here. Emma's here. Aurora's here. Emma's here again. 2 Emmas. Excellent. Hopefully we can be entertaining and not make everyone mad. But you never know.
That's all right.
Yeah. Vetdna.com. Please check it out. I know you're like scared. Don't be. It's fun. It's not fun actually, but it could be fun if you made it a party. It's been 5 years. Y'all can test. I swear. It's not that hard. Is it hard, Jen?
It's not hard. No.
It's not hard. Look, Chris is here. Yay.
Hey.
Hey,
Chris.
We did it. Okay. Shane Kelley, Small Town Xotics. His update is that he is sleepy. He is on puppy duty. He is waking up every couple hours to nurture and support the puppy's bladder. We love that for him. I don't know why you sign up for a puppy. I'm not ready for a puppy. It's like having a baby all over again.
No. Yeah.
All right. So good luck, buddy.
But good luck.
Check them out. Small Town Xotics. It's very cute. But they're all cute. That's how they get you. Zulu Ball Python, she'll be in Schaumburg, which is August 2nd, I believe. Am I making that up that weekend?
No, it's not in Texas. I don't know.
Okay. If it's not in Texas, Jen's not interested.
I don't keep track. It's huge. I can't get out of this state.
She has some new clutches, I think, that might be ready for Schaumburg. And,
Nice.
wood, resin art. Check it out. BravoZuluPythons.com. Stoneage Ball Pythons, he will be in the... he's not dead, I found out. Justin will be at the August 9th one-day Portland show, which I think that's the show with no bathroom, so good luck. I don't know if that's legal, but Stoneage Ball Pythons, he'll be probably with Clown Python stuff. Andrew, Powerhouse Pythons, he was just at Pack Noirs, and he will be on the Member Live on Sunday to review the show, and it'd be interesting to see what he says about like rodent sales. Like, is that like a barometer of snake keeping? Has to be, right? So maybe he has some insights on like people aren't buying small frozen, they're just buying large because they're just sort of chilling out. Or maybe there's a new trend coming up. We'll see. We'll ask him. And then Great Family Snakes, they're getting ready for Daytona, and they should have a VPI Xanthic pie clutch that might be ready for that. GreatFamilySnakes.com. And Chris at BNS Reptilia. This weekend he'll be at Gettysburg, Reptile Expo, Fredericksburg ARBE, and he'll have bulls, Northern Pines, Longicaudus soon. He has the T-Pos Bloods that just hatched, and the T-Pos Argentines are due. That's the update. How do we feel? How's everybody doing today?
Doing good.
All right, good. What else did come in? Spilometer. Exotic World of Geckos. What's up? I'll say it again. Tier ranks are made up and fake. None of it matters. Nobody's opinion is valuable and not interesting. So everybody can just leave and don't worry about it.
And I may very well come up with a completely different list tomorrow if you ask me the same question.
Right.
depending on how I felt with who's pissing me off.
It's fun to talk about them in a way that is something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Also, I would like it if Jen and Chris argued a lot. If they don't, it's fine.
We're fired.
Oh, you're telling us to make good
but
TV.
if you argue enough viciously, we will send it to chat. We'll be like, if Jen comes in S rank, Chris is C rank, we'll split the difference, and chat will vote like A or B or something.
I feel like we could resolve it.
Okay. but that's what interesting, I think.
And I feel like a lot of these and I feel like a lot of these are kind of like different flavors of similar things anyway.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So you can rank them on like, it's kind of the same as this, but like strictly uglier. And so you're just like, whatever. Demote you to B.
Yeah.
They're all cool snakes, and most of them are easy keepers. Not all of them necessarily, but all right. Hopefully that clears everything up. And then I have Presentation mode. So we're going to start with the artist formerly known as Obsoletus.
Oh God. Oh,
Okay, because so I was talking to Jen about this earlier, because it used to be all of these were one species, but now you can have a black in one of each species that's all black.
yeah.
Mhm.
It looks the same.
So we're just doing, I don't know, like the hobby old degen taxonomy, because that's kind of how we sell them.
Yeah.
But you could buy a pure black of either of the three species, but we're going to combine them together right now. Because once you go black, you don't go back, you know. So let's.
I did, but okay. I mean,
Wait,
snakes.
what?
Snakes.
Listen, Jen, you weren't supposed to go back.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just talk about black Ratsnakes.
Let's do it.
Artist formerly known as Obsoletus. Black rats matter. That is correct.
They do. And we were talking a little bit about it. And I was like, we probably should have this conversation on the podcast, not, backstage. But there's this like thing that you hear often about black rats. Oh, it's just like it's like a big corn snake. So it's like, if you want a big corn snake, get a black rat. And I haven't exactly found that to be true, and not in a bad way necessarily. I think they're their own thing. They have their own temperament, personalities. I was telling Jessica, I always find them to be like somewhere in between. If you're going to make a comparison, I feel like they're somewhere temperament-wise between the corn snake and the Texas rat snake. It's like they fall somewhere in there. They're a little jumpier, I've always found, than corn snakes. Can be a little bit more defensive. But what do you think, Chris?
I mean, I think it kind of varies, because I hear a lot about the people that say like the more like northern localities are a little bit more laid back, but then the ones that tend to be towards like the southern end of the range, so to speak, tend to be a little bit more flighty. But I keep a northern locality animal, and that one is super spazzy and flighty and tail rattly and everything like that.
Yeah, I have a Spartanburg locality that I got from Dark Horse, and they're known to be super, super black, which is why I got that one. And there's a few lines that are like that, but I really like that line. I got it, and he pretty much wants me dead. There's like 3 snakes maybe in my entire collection that really I open the tub and I'm just like, they're ready to go. And he's one of them. I have a Morphe black rat, and she's a puppy dog. I have some that are in between. It's a snake, like, right? Like I have some corn snakes that are not friendly too, right? Like you can't make blanket statements about temperament, but I think you can make some generalizations. They can tame down pretty easy if you handle them enough. Most of them.
Are they too big?
I don't think so. I mean, I think as far as like Pantherophis go, they're one of the larger ones. So if you really like the North American rat snakes, they're really solid, like size-wise, and they're easy keepers.
So the ones where I was from rarely exceeded 5 feet. But I've seen some absolute monster black rats that are like 8-9 feet long. And I'm like, what happened genetically?
The best thing about them is they tend to, whereas I know I keep making the comparison with corns. It's like corns are like your baseline rat snake. You compare everything else to it, but you have these. They tend to maintain this big, beefy rat snake head. And that is probably my favorite thing about rat snakes. Whereas you see a lot of corns tend to get that smaller head, a little bit more rounded. It's fine. It's cute. People are like, oh, boop, boop, boop. They like that little face. But I like that real big angular rat snake head that's just so distinctive. And I feel like the one in this picture, I feel like. So And it's a big
other
black snake.
potential negative. They're native to many parts where many people live, so they would not be allowed to be owned by many people. But some of the species on here aren't native to the U.S. at all, so anyone could keep them anywhere. Does that hurt their sort of marketability in general?
See, I think it depends on like where they're found, because like I've talked to DNR here in Michigan, because they're kind of considered native depending on like who you talk to here, even though like current like new taxonomy we have Spiloides in Michigan, but like old taxonomy we had both Spiloides and Obsoletus. So like they've recently amended their stuff to where like there are no restrictions on morph black rats in Michigan. But like wild types can be possessed with like a sales receipt showing that they were like captively bred. And like the DNR has told me directly, like, we do not monitor or control the pet trade. So like we have no dominion over captive bred animals. We only control what is being wild collected. So like, but even like the captive bred ones, you're not allowed to breed because they're native. But like, I know tons of people throughout Michigan that have like wild type black rats and like post them all over social media regularly and have no issue with it. So, I mean, I think it just depends on like how much you're willing to look into like the legalities and the loopholes of where.
Well, I'm going to just give you an example. Would you have in Illinois, you know, some of these places are like dumb as hell. So like, even if you were like, this is verifiably Allegensis, it just looks black. I bought it from someone who collected it in whatever, Massachusetts 20 years ago. They could still be like, I don't care. Fine.
Yeah, I think I agree with what Chris was saying. I think it depends on where you are. I know Clint Bartley is a big black rat snake guy going way back, and he can't make normals, you know, and it's pretty, as I understand and as I've heard him talk about it, it sounds like it's pretty regulated. So, you know, you stick to the morphs. I think anytime you add legalities to a situation, it does hamper marketability. You know, you have some people, like Chris said, how much you want to invest into it. Some people that's zero, right? And that just may mean that, you know, there's lots of other North American rat snakes.
Yeah, if you live on the West Coast, go nuts, big dog. Is what I'm saying.
And I think
but like here,
really
it's a little hard to be like, yeah, you should spend $1,000 on a really nice pair of black rat snakes if half the country has like dubious ability to buy them. You're going to be selling to the other half of the country. I don't know. They are cool though. I love them. They smell like burnt rubber and
totally
10 out of 10.
Total. That musk, I could pick it out of a lineup blindfolded.
Yeah, and where I was, most of them were very chill. You could pick them up. Yeah. They bask out in the open. They are like
very confident.
Yeah, very. Yep. They want a big cage. They want to use it. That's why I'm like, they remind me a lot of Climax and personality wise. They're like, I gotta go do stuff. I'm gonna go up here.
I was gonna say like
over there,
like Climax or like Shrinky.
Yeah,
you know, like Russians.
Yeah.
So I have some that like the space and want to move constantly. Like I have one that's a cruiser, that's a pusher, and I have one that just coils up and sleeps all the time, day and night, doesn't want space, wants to hide. I think it's like one of those things. You just have to know your snake, and I think give them what they need. I don't think they need 8-foot enclosures by any means.
Oh,
like, no. I don't think we need to have that. But if you were going to do a nice enclosure, maybe have climbing opportunity, you know, different levels and basking opportunities. And I'm sure they would love that.
All right. The black version, where are we putting it?
Man, I'm thinking
I'd go A.
I was thinking A or B. Just because of some of the issues Jessica mentioned, but
with legality.
Yeah, but I mean, I have like a ton of these. So it's like,
yeah, but
if I
you live
really,
in Texas. Like if when in West Virginia, I couldn't own any, zero. It doesn't matter if it's a morph. Doesn't matter if I bought it somewhere else. There's a lot of states where no matter how cool it is, you can't have one.
throw it in A. I'll go with A.
Okay.
You think
All
you
right.
like that?
Agreed.
Are y'all fighting? Nope.
No.
They're in
Nope.
agreement. Musk
Nice.
is horrible. I
It is.
think it's like a vibe, mostly. Not horrible.
And it doesn't like to wash off though. That it's the kind of vibe that wants to stick around. I don't appreciate that very much.
Am I the only one who kind of like enjoys when you get a new species and you're like, okay, if it musks me, what's it gonna smell like? Am I the only one?
I know.
I think we're all perverts like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're going down the country to the artist formerly known as Quadra Veritata, which is now just
Quadra Vittatus.
The same species. So, same species. Yellow rat snakes.
Different paint job.
These were like the first non-corn snake Pantherophis I ever got. So I'm like oddly sentimental about these. I think they're
fine.
Wonderful.
We love that. Sometimes these ones can be also gigantic.
Yeah, I've seen some localities that do get in that like 5 to 6 foot range, but the only thing that I will say about yellows in my experience is like the whole group, like yellows and the like Everglades, they almost seem to be a little bit more snippy and high strung, in my opinion.
I totally agree with that.
But are they prettier than black because they're yellow with racing stripes, or are they?
I think that varies a bit because like they're pretty variable through their range. Like there's some really nice like golden ones, but then when you get towards like South Carolina, some of them kind of muddy out, and that's where you get those like greenish air quote.
Yeah, I have a separate category for greenish.
Okay, good.
Because these are all the same species, so we have to like be like, is it cool to look at? I don't know.
I think it's cool. I personally prefer the black. I prefer the black, but I think if you want a yellow snake, it's a cool snake to have. But also temperament wise, I agree. It is a little flightier. It is a little snippier.
I'd put them B. What about you, Jen?
That's what I'm thinking as well. That's right where I was. I'm like, if I'm going to say blacks are a little bit better than A, yeah, B.
I'd agree.
All right.
I like the yellows, and I like that you've got a bit more like variability to play with.
Yes.
But there's a greenish.
All right. Yeah, I split them out because I don't know. I felt like
why not?
Because people sell them separately, and you know
they should be more popular. I personally think.
Yeah,
I don't know why they're not as popular.
I mean, I think part of it too is like I've seen people before like artificially like crossbreeding a black to a yellow to get something that looked like this. But then there's like the pure locality, like the Horry County, which is where like the moonshine morph comes from, which I finally got some animals from. But the greenish are pretty cool, but I think a lot of people, they kind of lose the appeal because they're really like, they're like baby barf colored as babies.
That's an issue. That's a rat snake. That's a North American rat snake peril. That is pretty much
like greenish in particular are kind of fugly.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's tale as old as time. It's like put those on a table and people are gonna be like, oh look, it's a brown, tiny little shoelace looking pathetic little wimpy snake. And you see a big beefy ball python baby and it's got its little nose cruising around everything, and you're trying to sell this little
people gotta know what they're buying to buy it in this species in particular, I think.
Yes. I think this is one where you go out looking for something like this. I don't think this is the snake that you stumble upon a table as a baby and be like, this is it for me.
No.
I mean, I feel like a lot of the North American rat snakes are species that like, if you like them and you appreciate them for like, especially for like the variation throughout the range, you go looking for them, but they're also, none of them are particularly high dollar animals. Like I bought my yearling greenish for $50 and he's locality and like Het Moonshine. So
yeah, Matthew Coffey brings up the point. Like if these snakes came from Asia, they would be $500 because they're all crazy
Totally.
looking.
absolutely.
Totally.
It's just because
Totally.
like, I don't know.
There's a weird valuation thing that
Like-
we have. I know
Yeah,
you and I have talked
proximity
about it.
breeds contempt is the
which
answer,
is
you
which
know?
is weird for me, and because I grew up like that where I didn't like anything in my own backyard. Anything that I could find, I wanted the exotic stuff. As I've gotten older, I
Mhm.
appreciate the natural history around me, and it's kind of flipped where now I'm just like, how is it not the coolest freaking thing ever that you can own a corn snake and you can go find one in the wild? You can go find that animal living in the wild that you keep in a box of whatever size and shape that you can find outside doing its thing. You can find a Trans-Pecos rat snake living its life, watching its behavior, and it's your natural history and where you live. That is awesome. That's how I look at it. I know that's not necessarily the typical. I think you're correct, and I think the market would support you being correct because Chris bought his for $50. I think
Yeah,
that's
a lot of these you can buy
absurd.
sub $100.
Right. Yeah.
Even more versions,
I think
like
it's
typos
insane.
or whatever, because people are just like, I can go get it.
I wish
Yeah.
people valued them more, but wishes and dreams.
It's interesting because like I have talked to some people over in like the UK regarding like North American rat snakes, and I mean I'll get into it whenever we hit on like emery eye stuff, but like I've had people over there literally drooling and being like, if you will export Slowinski eye, like I would buy a whole clutch from you. I've actually had that.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
like over
wow.
there, the American stuff is like much harder to find
It's
apparently.
exotic.
So like, yeah, so
Mhm.
like they value it much more over there.
Wild.
I know, right?
Kirill is unsubscribing because black rat snakes are not S rank. Damn, dude. All right,
Well,
let's put
another one
greenish rat
bites the
snakes somewhere.
dust.
Do you think greenish rat snakes are fine, but maybe strictly worse than yellows because they're maybe poop colored?
Shit.
I kind of want to put them lower because like so many of the greenish you see aren't even like true greenish. They're like intergrades of like a black and a yellow. And I feel like
heard of that a lot. And that
Yep.
persists. People still think that's actually how you make them. And I'm like, okay, no.
And like instead of like a locality or like a naturally occurring intergrade, people artificially make them.
All right, let's put them at C.
C.
Just because I
Yep.
think, right?
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah,
And then, so we're going down now because this was like I don't know, like there's different spots where like things were mixing together. We're gonna go into Texas, Florida, Everglades rat snakes, artist formerly known as Rosalie. I don't even remember.
I
Doesn't
think
matter anymore.
it's technically Ross Allen eye.
What? Is there an N?
Because it's named after because they're named after Ross Allen.
Oh,
Are you
I didn't know
I
that.
only recently found that out because I used to think it was Rossellini. So
Well, now it doesn't matter
Reading is
because
hard,
they're
it's
all the
fine.
same species. Al against us again.
Yep.
But these ones turn orange. Do we love that for us?
I like them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're cool. I just, to me, they're pretty snippy and pretty flighty. And I can get an orange snake in like 5 different species at least that I would prefer. But I mean, strictly speaking, if you just look at this snake, it's a cool snake.
Versus the hypos. The hypos are fire.
Yes. Yeah. It's just like I have orange black rats. I have orange corns. I have orange sand boas. I have orange. I can keep going. Like if I want a orange snake, I'll get one that likes me. But
I had one, I don't know,
tolerate
30
it.
years ago. It was not super tame, but it was not like psycho. But
I have a friend who has them, and it's the only snake that he keeps that he doesn't let his kid in the room when he feeds them. They're full grown, and they launch themselves out. So it's a little kid. I'm not talking about a 15-year-old. I'm talking about like a 3-year-old here. But which is also cool. I mean, I love it when the Pituophis lunge out at me. That's kind of fun. But yeah, I mean, for me, I feel about this snake a lot like I feel about the yellows and the.
Are they better than yellows because they're orange?
I almost put them at par because I feel like with Everglades, at least they have some morphs to them as well, like the Amels and like I know Monfrost over at
Everglades. Did you know that? Isn't that crazy?
And who would want that?
Kind of me. Somebody.
Of course you would.
Because I'm
kind of curious what that looks like.
Oh, it's kind of cool. I don't know. It's like because they have so much orange, it's like steel, but it's like the melanin is still spread out there. Yeah, of course it is. Bannery. Hell yeah. Jesus.
I know, but it's a gray snake. Of course you're like, oh, it's the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, did we settle on B?
I'd put them at B because I feel like
yeah, go ahead.
I see these a lot at like some of my local shows, like people get them in, whether they're flippers or whatever, but out of all the North American rats that I've seen sold locally, these are one of like the few that I have seen like regularly getting sold because I think they do tend to have more visual appeal to people.
Yeah.
And when they're babies, they're sort of like blushed pink.
Yeah, they're one of the ones that are like a little bit more attractive as babies and like they show a little bit more color. So I think that kind of like pulls people in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, supposedly like in the Everglades, the orange ones are sympatric with yellow. So like they were never really a good subspecies. They're like an ecotype of the region. So like the only problem I ever had with them is they don't seem super fixed. So like even if they're pure of the locality, some of the babies will be yellowish, some are orangisher, some of them will be like orange with stripers because it's like a polygenic mix. So like there does need to be somebody like selectively breeding the adult form for whatever version you want. Like I kind of want an orange one with stripes, like a really orange one. Nobody's selectively bred that.
You just have
I feel like when buying an Everglades, like I got a pair a while back of Palm Beach County locality, and like I actually got to see the parents, and that was the deciding factor for me because same thing. I feel like you see a lot of like Everglades, but then they're more yellow rat than Everglades.
Right, because it's not even they're not distinct. And they're all being born in the same area, just like these, which are Deckert's rat snakes.
If you're really, really, really uptight about locality purity, North American rat snakes might not be for you. It might give you some anxiety because they're all intergrades. I said it. They all are. They all are. And
you could be pure.
Snake will breed with the king snake of freaking. They're sluts.
You just have to like I don't know.
I mean, if you get it from that, if you collect it,
right? You just be like this is this county. Doesn't matter who had sex with who before me.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's so that's fine for me. It's fine for you. Maybe it's fine for Chris. But there are people that are real uptight. About
rat snakes don't really care who they have sex with.
And they don't. They're God bless them. They're just free spirits, sex positive.
Right.
Okay, so like here is my legitimate question because the only two like Pantherophis I have never kept have been the Gulf hammocks and the Deckerts. And every time I look at a Deckerts, I'm like, what is it? Because it looks just like an Everglades rat who has like a little bit more saddle pattern.
Right, they're just Deckerts from the Keys, and they're supposedly smaller a little bit because they're on the Keys, just like Keys corns.
Keys corns, yeah.
Which we'll get to.
Thank you.
Thank God.
So it's just sometimes you'll see these come up for sale even now because even a long time ago, 20 years ago, it was like a dubious subspecies
Yeah.
Decker dye, and so like it dropped a long time ago, but people still sell them as like Decker's things because that's the locality it came from. So I'm just saying, like, is it? We got to talk about it because like people are gonna see it. Is it cool though? Is it S tier? And they don't all look like this. A lot of them look like yellows.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, respectfully, as someone who loves that entire like yellow rat group of like Allegheniensis, I personally have never understood Deckerts. Like they just kind of strike me as like even more of an eco type than like a Glades versus a yellow. I just feel like they're so strange, and I've never fully understood them. That I feel like the people that I know that have them speak super highly of like their temperaments and how they are as captives. And like it makes me want to like get one to like tinker around with and just see how I feel about it. But in my brain, they're no different than a Glades or a yellow.
Yeah.
Are they worse than Glades or yellow just because there's a amount of like when you sell them, you have to explain what you're selling, or are they better because they're a little bit smaller?
I feel like Glades
Are they
aren't
the same?
huge anyway.
Right, they aren't as big as like a big yellow from Georgia that could eat 2 chickens and a cottontail before the end of the day.
Yeah. I feel like there's a scarcity thing. A perceived scarcity thing with them.
They're also like $50 though. So
yeah. And I think there's like a devoted fan club, but most people don't know what they are.
All right, where are we gonna put it? How does it balance out? Better or same?
I don't see a difference between them and Everglades, but
I really don't either.
All right, you guys are not fighting good, but
terrible.
Fine, I'll rank Bear Diet D tier.
Oh! If you freaking do. It's on.
All right, we're going back north
again.
On Earth. Artist formerly known as William's Eye.
I couldn't care less about this freaking snake. I'm so sick of hearing about Gulf hammocks, and it's just because I don't have one, and probably will never have one. The temperament is supposed to be phenomenal. People that love them absolutely love them to the point of obsession. It's not my deal. It's not particularly attractive. Not particularly distinctive. They're not ugly. I don't think any of these snakes are ugly, but they're not particularly distinctive. It's not my jam.
See, I think the appeal that I get, because these I've debated getting a handful of times, they give me very like Spiloides gray rat vibes, but I feel like they are one of the few Pantherophis that really hold on to like the baby color and the baby markings and don't have like a massive ontogenic shift.
Is that good?
And like,
I like this is as good as it gets.
Yeah, but I feel like if you don't like the whole like when you buy a baby yellow or a baby Everglades and they have that, you buy a brown baby and you kind of roll the dice. Is it going to be yellow? Is it going to be baby shit brown? Is it going to be orange? Like, I feel like these are kind of like what you see is what you get. And I like the neck patterning, the kind of like conjoined saddle, like train tracks
like
look.
Motley corn snake.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, to me, they're just kind of like an eco type of gray rat.
They sure are, but we are doing all.
They're a lot nicer than gray rats.
Are they?
Yeah, my gray rat's an asshole.
Gray rats. Everyone I've ever met, everybody I know who has them, says that they're feral. They're basically, it's like you could catch it out of the wild, and the temperament is the same.
Of every locality of gray rat.
I mean, I don't think you could say every locality of any animal or any individual, but I sure have heard from a lot of people who've bred them, who keep them,
that they're meaner.
That they're mean.
All right, let's rank Gulf hammock because we're going west now.
That's a C for me, but
yeah, I'll put it at C.
All right, I guess you have to fight Spilomander.
C's not low, it's mid.
Yeah,
C's get degrees.
they're all relative, right? I don't know, like to
Yeah, and
each
we're just
other.
dum-dums on the internet. We're not.
So we're
Don't take it personally.
technically, and obviously there are like multiple things that are Texas-y here. Texas rat snakes. Because like technically you could have a Louisiana thing that used to be Linder Hemorrhoid. You could have an Oklahoma Linder Hemorrhoid. You could have a Texas Linder Hemorrhoid. But now they're all the same. But I don't know if in the hobby we represent. Do we have Louisiana?
I've certainly
We
seen
do.
Obsoletus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who is it? Montrose has I think it's like Plaquemines Parish or something like that.
Is he the only one though?
You could almost always assume that he might be.
Yeah, I think he's the only one. I'm thinking, sorry.
No, it doesn't matter. Like if other people have them, that's cool. It's just like
if you find a Texas rat snake in Oklahoma, if you find a Texas rat snake in Louisiana, then that ain't a Texas rat snake. You can call it whatever you want.
Well, I just mean like the
us.
thing that used to be called common name Texas rat snake,
yes,
is now obsolete as technically is different in Texas and in Oklahoma and in Louisiana. Would we agree or disagree? Mine are black as hell. Just fun fact. They don't look quite West Virginia black, but they are basically black snakes here.
Are they nice?
No, they're mean as shit. And
so can I tell my joke then?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, it's real short, but it's like I don't remember who I heard this from. I didn't make it up, but it was like, how do you tell the difference between a black rat and a Texas rat snake?
How fucking mean it is.
Is it hanging off of your face? If it's hanging off of your face, then it's a Texas rat snake. This is my husband's first snake he ever had. He found when he was a little kid. So
in Texas?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Did it look black? I want to know when the black stops being black in Texas.
They look reddish, brownish. Like it depends. I mean, you're talking about Texas, which is massive.
Right. It's been like the idea of this species being black is important to it because it happens even in places where it's 100 degrees all summer. So it's not just thermoregulatory. There's other stuff going on. Like maybe it's like in dogs where because black is dominant in dogs, they just all end up going black and they're like, we can't go back. We're just going to be black from now on. Like one set evolves as a property, even if it's not like a thermoregulatory benefit. So like, I feel like you can have ecotypes of Texas rat snakes that are not black and the ones that are, and that's just two different things. But I don't know if we see that in the hobby that much.
You can flip two pieces of 10. Sorry, Chris, I'm just real quick.
No, you're good.
You could flip two pieces of 10 in a field in Texas, and you have one that looks real black, and you have one that's reddish, brownish, red. Like
in which part of Texas?
Central Texas, South Central Texas. That's where I'm at. So I'm San Antonio. So
yours are still pretty black.
We see a wide variety.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the hobby ones that people picked to be Texas rat snakes were not particularly black. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Say that again.
Like the hobby snakes were like, that's a Texas rat snake. It's het for eyeballs falling out, leucistic, and scaleless butthole falling out. And that animal does not look particularly black like the wild type version of it.
Right.
What do you think of that? Like we picked the like red ones or something.
We do. That's for sure. I don't know. Chris, you were saying something too, so.
I kind of forgot what I was saying, but I feel like, I don't know, Texas rats are super variable. And real quick, I'm just responding to a thing in the chat about like what localities did the leucistic come from? Because there are two different bloodlines of the leucistic. Technically 3, if we want to count like what they call like the pink-eyed leucistics. But there's like the mineral wells line, which has like is a locality form and has no bug-eyed faults attributed to it. And then there's the normal leucistic, which I don't know about that, or like the pink-eyed. I don't know where those came from, but I feel like Texas rats as a whole are incredibly variable because, again, they have such a massive range they come from. And the ones I've seen that are like Louisiana stock tend to be a bit more like brown, golden, but then I don't see a lot of pure locality stock. I see a lot that are, morph stock or, just non-locale specific, where you kind of wonder with how much taxonomical shifting has happened, and all the morphs they have, was there ever any like hybridization events? And that's part of the thing with a lot of the
for sure.
with a lot of the like Pantherophis morphs. And Jessica, I know you and I have talked about this. Like, if they get hybridized 10 or 15 generations back and then cross back to pure stock, we're never going to know because they're all so similar. So, I do think the hobby does select for the higher red animals with like the dark head and really nice saddles and the orangey red interstitial. And the picture you have is basically the quintessential Texas rat. But at the same
some
time,
of them, if you run around way South Texas, are like fire engine red, yellow, crazy looking. Like, people could establish a new feral, mean, not very nice snake, but very attractive version.
Yeah, I just saw one
like Texans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw one on Facebook that was almost solid black with just like fire engine red interstitials, but it was 80-90% black, and it was
that's pretty cool,
honestly incredible.
It is cool.
Yeah, mine here are kind of like,
I'm down with that.
They're all black mostly, but they're like green-ish looking. Like there's a little bit of interstitial red. I've never seen one that's crazy, but they all kind of look olive green tone because there's so much yellow underneath. But it's definitely black on yellow. I haven't even seen one where you could, as a sub-adult or adult, see. You can see the outlines like you can on a lot of them, but you can't. They're not like, they don't look like this here. Spilometer has a Missouri locale. That's cool. There's a lot of them that are cool, but unfortunately, in the hobby, Texas is Texas. Technically, right now, but now they're all westerns anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Which is annoying.
So we gotta tier rank it.
I think it's cool because you have it. They have a morph thing going with it. I personally don't like scaleless and wouldn't own. Just because I don't care for it, not because I have any objection to it necessarily. Leucism has I know leucism has its issues with the eyes, but my son wants a leucistic Texas rat. Like, he's like, it's like me. It's white with blue eyes, and it's from Texas. And I'm like, wow, another little racist little snake.
I was thinking it.
I just remember, because the Lucy, Texas happened a long time ago. So they were ground down and bred heavy as the first white colubrid snake and sent to China and everywhere else. But they're mean, so people don't keep them as a pet really that good. So it's like a trick.
You can make
them nicer, but
I have an emotional, irrational attachment to them.
Okay, that's good. Let's fight about it.
There's no rational explanation for it other than I personally just think they're cool. I mean, it's just a fixture here where I'm from, so it's sentimental.
For me, the Lucy's were one of the first non-corn Pantherophis that really caught my eye because big white snake. Then comes you actually meet a Texas rat snake. Because other than my thorn scrubs, these are the ones that I'm always I would feed you to a king snake if you weren't so damn pretty. Because they're just spiteful. And I know so many people say that you can tame them down. But I have tried for years. I have had mine for 3 or 4 years.
That's not
And
necessarily true that you can tame every snake down. I mean, you can get
No.
them habituated, I think is actually the term I think I think
Should
that's what
use.
we really should.
Mhm.
Yes, exactly. That's what we really mean. But and maybe less so, but there's just some that are just that's their personality. I personally don't mind a spicy snake, but as far as do we need to make tons of these and sell them to little kids at expos as their first snake? And I think I'm like, go find a Texas rat snake in your chicken coop because there's one
Right,
in
and
there
then
right
you can
now.
keep it
And then you
for a
can
little
keep
bit
it
and let it go.
exactly, and then you'll always remember it and maybe get you into snakes. But
Maybe somewhere secret, there's like a secret, really nice population of Texas rat snakes that's like not mean,
I don't
and somebody
think
should find
so.
that. I bet there
Yeah,
is.
okay, but yeah, maybe.
They're just like
Mhm.
there's somewhere where they've just been like selectively bred not to be mean, like maybe a park in Austin city limits,
Just
like it's just
outcross it
used
with
to
horns
people.
and then cross it back.
No,
I didn't
Jesus.
say that.
I,
See, like my thing is, I enjoy a spicy snake as much as the next
Yeah,
guy, but I don't want the
it's
animal
fun.
to be permanently like methed out, going for my
Yeah.
flesh. Like my Texas rats are the only rat snakes other than the thorn scrub that can be in my hand and just chewing on me like they're trying to eat me.
mhm.
And they will just chew on me like king snake style. And they're the only Pantherophis I have that'll do that. So like as much as I like them and they're pretty,
Yeah,
they're
and
kind of like the bottom of the list for me.
there's
Are they
something
D tier or C tier?
there's something to be said too for a snake that seems to be unhappy in captivity.
Mhm.
I often question myself on keeping snakes that genuinely seem to be terrified all the time. And
Mhm.
anytime they see a person, and I'm like, I think that's fine. We can keep them or whatever. But for me personally, I don't feel great about that, about an
Mhm.
animal that's terrified. I prefer to keep snakes that do well in
Yeah, a lot of
captivity.
snakes are like, I'm happy.
Yeah, like a corn
Whatever.
snake. I
Yeah,
know
they're
I've
just
said it like a million times. Like
just
they're just
having
freaking
fun.
vibing, you know?
Yeah. All right, let's rank this puppy.
Mm.
Oh God.
I kind of want to C tier them because I want
do-
to put them higher because they have cool morphs and stuff, but I also want to put them lower because they're spiteful devils.
I think
Mhm.
C is where they probably deserve. B is where I'd want to put them just because I think it's like a sentimental, like it's a cool freaking snake. Like
They're
it's
all
just a
cool
cool
snakes,
snake.
though, Jen. That's
Yeah, that I know, right? So I'm like, if you're talking about temperament, D tier. If you're talking about morphs and stuff, it's B tier. If you put everything together, it's probably a C for me.
all right. That's good. That's a
Well,
good answer.
Yep.
well,
It's fine to be honest. Like sometimes people in the bull python side are like, yeah, it's mean as shit, so it'll eat good. I'm like, who gives a shit if it's going to be so mean that when you have babies that sell to pet people, nobody wants it? Like if the line is mean, I'm like, oh, shoot me. I'll rather not. Thank you. Sorry.
Mhm.
Like I do not. When you start selling in mass to people in person and they're like, God, why is this so mean? And I'm like, it's not that mean. This one's pretty good. They could be
this
way
was the
worse.
nicest one of the clutch.
Yeah, I accidentally skipped gray rat snakes because I forgot or something. But we're back.
How dare you?
I love gray rat snakes. I've never had one, but you said they're mean. I
don't
just always wanted
care
white
for
oaks because they're gray, and I'm obviously into that.
Yeah, well,
See,
it's like a
I
shatter
have-
corn. That's why
yeah,
you like
it's
it.
fire. Look at this fucking thing.
See, I have Santa Rosa, Florida locality white oaks, which have like more pink to them.
That's probably cute too.
That's cool.
Oh yeah. He's
Ghost.
super cool. Like the interstitial is like a rosy color. There's like a rusty reddish belly, but then you get the like gray and charcoal overtones. And he has his moments where he's a complete asshole, but he's pretty.
All right.
I'm gonna bow out of this one because I haven't kept it and I have really negative opinions about them.
Wow.
So I'm just saying, like, I don't think I'm a good judge,
Okay.
honestly.
And I
I
think
just think they look cool. That's my opinion right now.
these are cool, but I'm gonna put them like, am I ranking this one, Jen?
Yeah, you take it.
I'm gonna I'm gonna put them at B because here's the thing. I think they're really nice, and I have seen them at local expos, and the sellers have then been kicked out because they're technically native here. So these have the same thing as black rats, where like they're native some places consider them like threatened, so you can't possess them. They do have a really cool like hypo trait. They get decently big. And I think they're more physically appealing to some people. But they kind of, they lose some points though, because again, legalities, and there's not a lot of people breeding gray rats, in my opinion, compared to a lot of the other kinds out there.
For me, it feels like Everglades is the easy sell. Like everyone's like, even if it's flightier, they're like, yeah, it turns orange when it grows up.
Yeah, it's like highlighter orange.
Yeah, and then on the West Coast, black rats are probably a easy sell because like big and black. Everyone loves big black. They just can't help themselves. But like on the East Coast, I think black looking snakes live everywhere. So even if it was legal, they'd be like, I could get one of those in my yard. And they will. So
I feel like a lot of people who like black rats are also field herper type people, because I feel like it's that bit of like, oh, I grew up catching these, or you know, I saw these in the woods when I was a kid, and I feel like they have like a certain nostalgia factor to them, even as a wild type, that a lot of the other ones don't.
Yeah, it's just
didn't Blackjack have gray rats and absolutely hated them and got rid of them as quick as he possibly could? Isn't that the story?
Eric?
Yeah.
I
feel like I remember. I could be misremembering.
They might have been Texas rats.
I don't think so. I think they were grays, but I could be wrong. You could be right. I don't know. But
all right,
it was gray.
So technically, Obsoletus, or the artist formerly known as Obsoletus, which is now 3 species, is actually like clated up with bears, like they're together.
For some,
interesting.
Like in terms of now, the systematics of it. This is actually the nearest that species to that group. So that's why we're doing this one next. Corn snakes are like further away.
I'm gonna say that this is one of my favorite animals, period, of any animal. I love them. They do suffer the ugly duckling syndrome when they're babies, for sure. They do have morphs. They do have some localities. You have Mexican bears. You have
Mexicans are next because they're distinct.
They're right, but yes, they are. But you have some options there, and it looks like it's like crackling lava. Like when you look at lava, it's black on the top, and then you can see it glowing red underneath. It's a.
Are you into lava? Is the number one sales pitch. Like, you know, is lava your thing?
Yeah. Do you want something that looks like it's freaking silver and black?
They're like Mad
Max
vibes.
Yeah, it's chaos and like a paint job. Like,
but they don't. Most of them don't look like this in the wild. By the way, just to be clear.
That's true. We there's a lot of selective breeding that's gone on, but you know. And not all of them in captivity end up looking like that also, PS. Some of them are disappointing. I still don't think they're disappointing because I do like a gray snake as well. I think their temperament is unmatched. I love them. And when I say temperament, corn snakes have great temperaments. Other snakes have great temperaments, but they're just very confident and curious and different. I just love them. This is as good as it gets for me as far as rat snake. I think it's rat snake perfection, North American anyway. So that's pretty strong. We know where I'm going.
I mean, I'm with you on this. I mean, I've kept bear dye a few times. I will say every single time I get a baby bear dye, it somehow finds a way to escape from whatever I keep it in.
They're very squishy.
They go between rocks. That's what they do.
Their ultimate squish technique.
Yeah. They love to they get between the lay box in my thing and the top of the tub, and it's like this big, and they have all this other room, and they want to squish themselves flat. So if they can get that little nose through, peace.
Yeah. Yep. So that's the only thing, my only qualm with bear dye is that every time I have owned one, it has escaped. Luckily, I found the last one. The first one I owned was never found. But the
Sucks.
current one I have is great. And I agree with everything you're saying. Like the temperament is great. I know there's like the anery form, which I think it kind of it's cool. I feel like it takes away from the kind of like you said, the like molten magma look that they have.
Mm-hmm.
But the hypos are something else. I mean, they look like they're made out of pearls. So I mean,
Yeah, it's
they're
like
really
really
cool.
gloss or something.
When they
It's-
frost up on the outside, like it's like a hypo ball python. It's like the same thing. They get that frosty look to them.
Mhm.
I just personally like that. I think the hypos for me, I have a clutch right now in the incubator waiting. It's hypo mom to
Message in now to
hypo.
get on the wait list.
There's 4, so don't get too excited. And assuming they make it. But so I like the hypo. There's a lot of variability and quality in the hypo. And you do lose some of, I mean, for me, like the normal is pretty freaking good. Like, and that's my barometer for a lot of snakes. It's like, how does the normal look? What's your byproduct going to look like? Can you live with that? Can you sell that? Is that something that somebody would want to have? And frankly, the normal for me almost looks better, especially if you compare it to a hypo that's not as good quality. It's not as, it doesn't have as much frosting or as much orange, peachy colors in it.
And something I would add, just as I've never bred these, but they seem to have smaller clutches. And compared to some of the other North American rat snakes, I feel like bear dye seem to not have as much of the like, this is a low end, like throwaway rat snake type vibe that sometimes the yellows and the emery eye and some of the more common varieties tend to get, where you know you can buy them for
like
30
I don't think
bucks.
you could have bought bear dye by the foot in 1996 like you could yellow
No.
rat snakes. So like I think
Mhm.
that's the determiner is like
Yeah.
it's harder to go get them. They're rarer, and also like it helps that they're legal in every state. Like there's no like they're in Texas, you can have them in Texas, and so like
Mhm.
It's cool.
there's
For
you
me.
can't there's no prohibition to having them.
Mhm.
All right, we got to rank this puppy. Sounds pretty good right now, but
D tier.
where should
I'm gonna. I'm unsubscribing.
D tier for escaping.
It's an S for me. It checks off every rat snake box that you could want.
They're also
Actually,
not that
I would
big,
agree
which
with
I think
them.
yeah, I agree too, and I'm not even deciding. I like that
Literally
they're small. I think it's important to not be potentially
Mass.
6+ feet long
Yeah.
because
I think the only thing that you kind of need to worry about with like bear dye, and this goes for a lot of the like the Centicollis, the the Bogertophus, is they don't tolerate high humidity well.
Sure don't. I don't even put water in with the Transpecos, but maybe like 1 day a week, 2 days a week, and it's opposite of when they're eating.
Oh.
I give my bears water all the time. Are they gonna die?
No,
I'm just like
they're
whatever.
not one of those. They're not like rosy boas where they'll do they'll gorge
water.
themselves. Yeah, they don't do that. They'll
That's
drink it if you
good,
make it
though.
available. That's
I
very
feel like
good.
for like selling it to a pet person, if you're like, yeah, on Tuesday through Thursday, you gotta take out the water. On Friday through Saturday, you have to touch their buttholes to make sure they didn't drink too much water. Yeah, the more you complicate the process.
Yeah, that's for somebody that wants the challenge, who's already kept other species, who's just like, yeah, let's give this one a whirl. I'll take a challenge. But for bears, I think it's they don't like the humidity, but they're going to tolerate it better than the Subocs are going to. The
Yeah, I
bears
don't do
are
anything special for mine. Bears
are more forgiving,
like everybody else. So
yeah, I do too. Mine are on Sanachip and thriving.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Mine.
Mexican bears. Sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say mine is just on the all dreaded pine, and I just give it a
Oh,
little
how
water
dare
bowl,
you.
and I know, how dare
You're
I?
killing your
Spicy thought.
snakes.
Yeah,
was
mine are
all
on
it- no.
pine.
Stupid. That's
All right.
another conversation.
Mexicans are more rare, but also more yellow.
Mhm.
And
I
this
don't
isn't a
like the
different species
Mexican
or
bear dye.
subspecies, but
Now
it's
you
the
can
same
get
species.
some really pretty ones, like especially with darker heads, and a little bit more of the, I guess, what makes the bear dye look so good. They look more
Yeah,
like
if they could be like, if they were grayer and yellower,
yeah.
that could be cool.
But you'll get some that are a lot darker with the undertone that's orange yellowish underneath, and they're very, very pretty. I think they're cool. I think they're unique. I think they're special. I think they're basically a bear dye with a different paint job, temperament wise. I don't have this myself. It's on my list this year. I'm on a wait list for a pair, just so I can have them. Really, I wouldn't rank them as high, just because I don't think they're as pretty. But that's subjective.
I'm with you on this. Honestly, I have never seen a Mexican bear dye that gave me any want to keep it. I know that they're more expensive and there's like a rarity factor to them, but I think the
We're not
appeal of
getting
the
new
bear
ones.
dye,
That's
that
part of the
too.
appeal, right? That's
That
part of the
too.
appeal.
But I feel, at least for me, the biggest draw to a bear dye is that kind of gunmetal, steely gray color, and the Mexicans just don't have it. If I wanted something that looked like that, I'd buy the $35 yellow rat.
I would agree with you.
Yeah, and so if you go on iNaturalist, a lot of all of these look kind of like dogs or whatever. But every once in a while, they'll like really weird ones, like really dark, like,
Mhm.
like almost black. And I'm
Yes.
like, get me the black and red one and
Yep.
the black and yellow one, and sign me up for that. So what do we? Where do we? A
For
tier?
me, it's an A, just
I'd
because I
put it
think
at B.
I mean, I could go with you on that. I mean, because my thought process is it's basically the same thing. It's just a little less nice. It's a little bit harder to get, and it's more expensive. So I think it's got a couple things going against it. I could wiggle to B.
All right.
I just don't think they're as pretty.
They aren't. I think. I mean, subjective. There's probably someone out there punching the air right now. That
That's fine.
that loves
Let
Mexican
'em.
bears, and we're missing it totally. But it's our list. But I
Yeah.
think
Everybody
like
should
them.
buy 5 of each, as usual.
There you go.
Yeah. Corn snakes. We're going back east again to the artist formerly known as Gutatis and its complex. And it's still Gutatis, but I don't know. People hate trinomials now, but then they liked him again, and then they didn't like him. I don't know. But here we are. Corn snakes.
Now, are we just doing corn snakes, or are Keys corns their own thing?
I have, what is it? Rosaceum separate.
Okay.
So this is
Okay.
just corn snakes.
Just corn, not key corns.
So New Jersey to Florida to Slovinsky territory. So let's look at a map. We got a map. Boom. Corn snakes. And then we'll do Slovinsky, Emory, Mel Horman, and Enter Montana, or whatever the fuck. But right now, corn snakes. We're doing it all. Are these not the cutest little shits ever?
I don't think you can argue. It's the ball python of the colubrid world, and I say that meaning if you want a color or a pattern, it exists. There's a reason why people say, well, how do you keep this animal? Oh, it's easy. Keep it like a corn snake. And everyone knows what that means, and everybody knows, oh, great, I probably can't kill this thing. Too humid, it's fine. Too dry, it's fine. They're just like happy-go-lucky. I've had a few feral. Actually, the ones I've got from Jessica. No, not all of them. A lot of them are really nice. Only one of them is feral. The cinders, I don't know why the cinders are more feral for me, but anyway, I just, to me, it's the snake I grab when I just need a feel good moment. It's like, these are my buddies. They're there for me. They got cute little faces. You can get that big rat snake head with it too. Like
yeah,
I
it just
said,
can't be
any
inbred
color.
all to hell, I think is the answer, because they're not supposed to be
They're not. I
conical
think
faced.
we have some morph issues with some morphs. There's you have palmetto with bug eyes. You have scaleless, which is always controversial. And it's either super appealing or super horrifying to you, but nothing in the middle. But other than that, it's a great animal. Like, it's just a great animal, in my opinion.
I mean, I think I speak for a lot of people in the hobby when I say my keeping career started with a ball python and then went to a corn snake after, and I still have probably 13 or 14 corns right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and a lot of them are just kind of like, I've got a couple morph projects. I'll assuming I do have some palmetto stuff.
Me too.
Okay,
I'm
good.
really the only person
Okay.
on the earth who gives a shit about it, really.
Pull out a palmetto in front of somebody who doesn't know about snakes and watch them lose their shit. It's just
pull out your
beautiful.
penis and show them somebody who doesn't know snakes. They're still gonna lose their shit. It doesn't matter if it's.
Nah.
Let's not worry about this right now. We all know my position.
Can I make? I'm just gonna say this and roll with it. I was like a little kid in like 6th grade, 7th grade when the palmetto like first was a thing. And I remember when like Reptiles magazine did a whole thing on them. So I'm super nostalgic for palmetto. But I mean, honestly though, I don't think there is a significantly better snake out there. Like, they're pretty even keel temperament. They don't get huge. There are certain bloodlines that do get pretty big. I know my old 14 or 15-year-old one is pushing 5.5 foot, but most of them stay smaller, and they're honestly, if you can keep a house plant alive, you can keep a corn snake alive. Let's put it that way.
It's easier for me to keep the corn snake alive than it is the house plant.
I'm with you, but
yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. And actually, I have the same story. I got a ball python first, then got a corn snake. And I'm like, why did I resist this to begin with? I think there's a stigma to the whole thing. Like, it's an easy snake. It's a beginner snake. And I'm not a beginner. And it's like a little kid snake. And, I'm a man, and all these things. I was like, but every time I get a snake that's not a corn snake and I'm sitting there trying to like feed it, I'm dangling the mouse, and I'm just like, God damn it, why don't I just get it? Why do I get anything besides corn snakes? And because I like other things besides corn snakes, but every time I do it, I'm just like, every time I'm feeding the corns, my husband asked me at feeding day was yesterday, and he's like, did everything eat? I'm like, yeah, I fed the colubrids, I fed the corns, like they all ate. Of course they did. Like, they're just so easy. They seem to genuinely, I hesitate to use the word enjoy captivity, but they seem to actually tolerate it extremely well.
I mean, I would argue that corn snakes are potentially one of very few domesticated species of reptile. Dare I use that term?
If we did as much to whatever Texas rat snakes in terms of like captive propagation as we did to corn snakes, Texas rat snakes would be a lot nicer.
Yeah,
we would
and
have accidentally selectively bred for temperament.
Yeah, and I think that corn snakes having so many naturally occurring morphs and, just the fact that they're easy to take care of, but no matter who you are, there is probably at least one morph of corn snake that you can look at and say, I actually like that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's half of why I have so many. I just see them and I'm like, oh, I like that one,
Yep.
Yeah, I think their only negative to me is that they're illegal in some states. So
yeah, Georgia.
I know a lot of those states, though. Well, not all of them, because I think Georgia doesn't. But I know quite a few of them have like exceptions for morphs.
I thought it was only
Or,
New
like-
Jersey and Louisiana.
I think in the Virginias they've done it now too, where it has to have like an eye color that is not naturally occurring. So it has to be like palmetto or like some kind of albino.
Palmettos have a normally occurring eye color.
No, it's like a silver
I-
color.
I know,
Yeah,
but like
it's
the
like
pupil
silvery
is
blue.
still black. That's the rule in New Jersey. Is it has to have a ruby
Pupil?
or red pupil. They don't
Pupil.
care about the eye around it.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know for sure the laws in the Virginias, but I think
I don't know.
that
Is
they're
Emma's here? She has corn snakes. Emma and lives in Virginia. She might have left. Yeah. From my understanding, Georgia illegal, West Virginia illegal, New Jersey red eyes, Virginia legal with permit. I don't know about morphs anymore. Louisiana needs a morph, and then Alabama, I think you're good. South Carolina, you can't wild collect, but you can keep. Tennessee, you need a permit. It used to be illegal. Kentucky, I think, is illegal. Did I get them all? What's North Carolina? Probably you can keep them with a permit.
sure.
I think so.
Somebody chime in. Not legal in West Virginia. That's correct. That's what I
Yeah,
said.
no, I know there's
Virginia though.
doesn't where does Justin Smith live? He has corns.
He lives
He's in South
He's
Carolina.
in South Carolina. Yeah, I don't know, but who cares about North Carolina?
I just mean like
Just kidding.
I don't know. Sometimes you're like, well, what do I keep? I don't know. Keep whatever you want. But sometimes it's
Yeah.
easier for you where you live to keep a corn snake than it is to keep Slowinski eye because it's like a species of concern or whatever. And then you just do, right? I don't know. That's all. Where do we rank corn snakes?
S.
S.
All right, good. Thank God.
Your whole life hasn't been wasted.
They're like pretty good pet snakes. That's all. That's all. And they come and they're like pretty and fun. Let's talk about
Mm.
these. Corn snakes with beef. Oh wait, I forgot Rosie's. Real quick.
Oh damn.
We're
You
going
got my
down.
hopes up.
Yeah,
So-
what is that?
I tricked y'all. Where's my Rosie? Oh, I found it. Artist formerly known as Rosaceum. Not a real subspecies anymore. It's the Keys corn snake, which is the origin of blood red, cinder,
Cinder, yeah, for sure.
probably and mask. Like the idea of like a blown out belly.
Look at that body
reduced
shape.
black,
Look at that body
skin.
shape.
feral, small, eating lizards.
Mm-hmm.
Musking like crazy.
Bitey is all shit. I actually have these. I actually have a wild caught Keys corn.
Interesting.
Like,
it
yeah,
have a tail?
he's like, it does.
Okay. This one's got part of the
I-
tail.
So stupid.
This is the one. If you've ever seen it, when I've posted it, it has like white markings down its neck, and like it has like white, like pied scales all over its body.
Weird. Maybe it's like Pied Side being weird, but I'm also
So-
not. Like it's already diffused and it's Pied Side.
So I've actually talked to some people like regarding these, and apparently like having random white scales appearing is kind of like a Keys corn thing that is known to happen.
Okay. Is
For
it
whatever it's worth.
heritable?
Good for them.
I don't know. I have tried to pair the male multiple times and he has never bred. So I'm raising
Weird.
up some like, yeah, but I will say he is small. He's like, I think I don't have an exact age because I got him from Zirkles back in 2020 and he was a subadult at that point.
Mm-hmm. Do the circles have
And
any other corn snakes currently, or they give up?
So they don't normally do corn snakes. Someone had wholesaled their collection to them during COVID and they had collected him as like a hatchling.
Mm.
So like I do have locality info on him. He's like you said, he's basically feral. He's like this lanky, skinny worm. will bite the shit out of you. And I'm raising up a pair of, they're not locality pure, but they are pure keys crosses. They're like boot key and grassy key. And I'm raising up a pair of those because whenever I pair the male to like a mainland corn, he will not breed it. I don't know if it's just like too big and he's in a cuck chair the whole time, but he like will not breed a mainland corn. So
Maybe.
sorry, had to.
That is interesting.
So I'm trying to raise up a keys female, and hopefully he'll still be bonking around at that point.
Is it weird? Like, I don't know if I want any of these, but I would like to go to the keys and see each one on each key. I think that'd be fun, and be like, these ones look like this, and because they're probably like a little bit different, and you're having fun. That sounds fun to me, but I don't know if I need mean, feral, only eater corn snakes when I have a beautiful Captain Bred puppy dog that looks like a snowflake. Hello.
You just took everything that I was gonna say.
Fuck, sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, that's perfect because now I don't have to say it.
All right, where do we put these ones?
B, solid B.
Ugh,
because the thing is, they're small and they're flighty and they take forever to get to size. Like they don't grow as fast. You have to feed them small prey items.
I'm saying
kind
C.
of a pain. I'll give you C.
All right, good. What's up, Kyle?
Because also, unless you know what it is, no one gives a shit.
No.
Right.
Yeah, that's the problem with locality corns, is even if they're rarer than something else, people are just like, it's still a corn snake.
It's a
so
corn
you have to like find someone who really is interested in that and be like, it's $70 instead of $50. I don't know.
25. Take it for free,
See,
please.
I've like had some locality corns. Like I had the actual OKT Hunt Club locality OKTs.
That's the exception.
Yeah.
Well, the
That's
thing
the
is,
exception.
a lot of the Hunt Club OKTs though don't have like the thick borders we're used to.
They don't just look like those
the way
highlighter red and orange OKTs that we see in the hobby.
Shocker, no. I think I had a pair or a trio of the Hunt Clubs, and I actually got rid of them and just have a non-locality like OKT because that one is so much better looking.
It's hard to beat an OKT corn snake. They're stunners, and even people who don't know much about snakes know about those.
Yep. It's kind of like, I feel like OKT is kind of like the Kankakee Bulls. Like it's a locality-ish, but it's also kind of its own thing at this point
it's
where
like
it's not.
It's like we're more. It's like a phenotype that we're like. Miami's are the same way. I feel like it's like that's not what they look like, but we've exaggerated the features. You know, it's like like a pug or a French bulldog. It's like when you see the old pictures of them from like a couple hundred years ago, they're taller, their faces aren't as flat, but we just kept breeding and breeding and breeding, and it's like same thing with the corns. It's like
you hear that, Jessica? She called your Miami's pugs.
I have a pug, and let me tell you, those dogs shouldn't exist.
Oh, sometimes I think
I have a Shih Tzu, so I'm not much better.
There's some selective breeding in corn snakes that I think goes too far, and you're like, oh no, they're too inbred. And then I'm like, it doesn't matter. I just like want them to be fully functional, but also nice. That's all. Steven's here. Also, Andrew's back. What's up, Andrew?
Oh my God.
Where's he been? So where do we all right, we got it. We got that one. Now let's go back to the kitty cat face. Snake. Number one kitty cat.
Hey. I know y'all both have
no further questions.
This one.
Oh shit. Y'all need to fight. Go ahead.
This is not okay. I'll take it first and I'll let you sell me on it. It's brown. And personally,
it's very brown.
I'm just not down with that, which it's funny because I lived in like Southeast Texas for a long time. And so you should think, oh, I thought you have sentimental attachments to all these snakes. And so I should, but I never really saw these when I lived there. would have been cool if I had. Jessica's kind of sold me on. She's like, it's like a beefy corn snake. How can you not like it?
Yeah.
What about the silver leaves? Are you crazy? And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm open to it a little bit more. I will say, I'm glad that people are keeping them and breeding them in captivity. I think that's very important. I'm glad that people are doing that. I don't know that I necessarily will be one.
Oh,
but
yeah, that's fine. Who gives a
But
shit?
I think it's very
If all
cool.
took over all tasks, we would run out of money. There has to be division of labor here because we can't all do it. But I just think there's just something about the cat lips, the gray body. Like this one's kind of brown coated because it's like a Louisiana one ish, more further east. Some are gray, some are brown, some pink. They have little pinky orange speckles. They're cute, you know. Go ahead.
They're cool. I'm glad
Sorry,
they
I
exist.
knocked over a can of pop and I'm a train
Oh,
wreck.
no.
A can of pop.
It's from the Midwest.
I'm like, that's a Coke.
His Midwest is
It's a
showing.
Pepsi.
Hey,
The gray in Miami,
my Midwest is showing. Thanks.
The gray base
Oh.
when it's polygenic is Miami, but there are multiple morphs that make a gray snake. So depends on what you're asking about. But Slowinskii used to be a full species. We're devoted to subspecies of Emerii currently, is where we're at.
And named after an absolute badass.
So
yeah, just don't brace your hand in a bag.
Just don't stick your hand in a bag with the snake if you don't know what
you looking at it first.
That's right.
Nobody.
Trust, especially when you're dealing with possibly one of the most venomous snakes in the world.
Yeah, don't do it on 9/11. Like if you're
Also,
having a
don't do it.
9/11, don't do that.
Yeah,
That's the
if
moral of that
worldwide
story.
flights are grounded, not a good time to be bitten by a crate
Correct.
or a
All right.
But yes.
Chris,
Slowinskii,
thoughts?
R.I.P.
So first off, I'm just gonna say like repping the Slowinski shirt. But anyway, so
Got my corns.
Hmm.
Corns. My corn.
There you go.
Star shirt. It's corn stars. Yeah.
So here's the thing, like since I started working with the Slowinskis and kind of like trying to put them more out there. So they're not without their issues. So there's a lot of issues with like inbreeding depression, especially some of the because there is an anery morph in the Texas line, and that morph is slowly dying out because no one is breeding them. It has a lot of bottlenecking, a lot of failure to thrive. And there's the Texas line, there's Montross with his Natchitoches line, which I have a fair bit of, and then I have a wild caught from Rapides Parish. But other than that, there are no other lines. So they're pretty bottlenecked, but since I started working with them, I've oddly had a lot of people reach out to me with interest in them, but a lot of them have been like old timers who remember the like Kisatchie corn, because
that's why
I've understood
because they used to be like sold and promoted as a corn that was just like base gray that wasn't Emerii. Like they all like as if everyone knew. Like the Kisatchie forest produced corn snakes that were just different, but not really Emerii. But they were all called Xotics. So like it was a thing that it was promoted or whatever. So go ahead.
Yeah, and then I remember there was a period where there was some thought that they might be like a naturally occurring intergrade between Xotics and Emerii. And then they went kind of to the full species, and now they're back to Emerii subspecies. But I really like them because they, like you said, Jessica, they're a heavier bodied corn snake. I am a sucker for a brown snake. And I don't find them to have a lot of that typical like rat snake personality. And you know how even with a corn snake, you get that occasional little feral asshole. Even my wild caught Slowinski has been like a puppy dog from the beginning. I have never had any of my Slowinski's ever tried to take a swing at me or do anything sideways. You know,
Yeah, they're the easiest
They've always been very
colubrid to sell,
even
in my opinion. If you should put it in somebody's hand, because corn snakes are like they'll just wiggle. They're like,
They
I
run.
gotta go. But a lot
They
of the Swiss guys just like,
So
okay, I guess I'm here right now.
like, oh, I guess I'm in a hand right now. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
from the egg they come out that way. I don't know if that's because they're like kind of brain dead because they're inbred, but I'm just telling you, like they're the easiest ones to sell as like little babies in person.
I don't.
If they hold them. You know.
Are they big babies or little babies? They're big.
I don't know if you've ever.
Go
ahead.
And Jessica, have you ever heard the that there was, I don't want to say if it was like a debate, but I've heard some people say that there was kind of like a theory that Slowinskii were either kind of basal to both Emeryi and Guttatus, and their small range is kind of because they're almost dying out in a way, because they're being outcompeted by Guttatus and Emeryi both directions. Like you go east and they're outcompeted by Guttatus and Allegheniensis, but then you go west and they're outcompeted by Emeryi and Mealmorum. That's just something I've heard, but I have not found anything like fossil record wise.
Yeah, like typically, like where's our maximum glaciation here? Like here into New York. So like, I don't know, what was our last glacial maximum? 12,000 years ago. All of these things would have been smushed down. Sure. Like the last wood turtle record is in Georgia from 12,000. So like wood turtles were in Georgia. So all of these things were smushed. So that's why you have those stupid, like, repatriation lines. And we'll talk about this with fox snakes, because it's even more relevant for fox snakes.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Lord. So maybe, but I almost think the, like, basal form isn't Slowinskii. It's something in Texas. What do you think about that theory? So they're immigrating this way. And then
I could see that.
Because of each glaciation event pushes things back south again, and maybe splits Guttatus when it's tried to go forward, and then it splits again. There have been DNA. So this is the most recent paper we're looking at, but you can argue if they picked the wrong microsatellites or not.
You're right. And people do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're cool.
Are they cool? Yes or no?
I think they're cool. Yes.
See,
I guess I should go collect some for y'all.
Yeah, I want some. Please.
I'll send you one.
From Texas. Big Texas versions for me.
I'm going down there this year.
Yeah.
I'll send you a box if I get one.
Okay, good. What were we saying, Chris? Is he muted?
Very good.
No, I think he's delayed.
I mean, hello?
What did we do?
No,
can you hear me?
Us?
Oh, is a tornado getting you? Damn.
No, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, we can now. Sorry. I just assumed the tornado was good.
Okay, good.
All right, go. You were saying something, repeat it.
No. No tornado. So are we ranking these now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to put them at S because this is my bread and butter, but I'm going to put them probably around a B.
Okay, I was thinking A, but I'll go with your
because
B.
I really like them. You can put them at A. I was just going to give them brown snake syndrome, and most people have no idea what they are.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Well, here's my thinking.
People don't care.
Like, I love them.
Here's my thinking, though. It's like you've got a corn snake, right? And we're saying that this has everything that's good about corn snake and maybe some things that are better, but the paint job kind of sucks. So to me, you only get like a little bit of a downgrade for that.
They are slightly bigger than corn snakes, and maybe
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like maybe better. Maybe some people don't want a bigger, but
Yeah.
I think beefier is more chill and easier to handle, less likely for you to hurt them.
And also less likely to escape. They're so mine are so big as babies, even if the mom only had 7 eggs. They're like, what are they?
Silverleaf.
They're almost Climax like in size. Like they're almost eating a large pinky.
Yeah.
I think just I think for some of those reasons, I think
I'd put them
Silverleaf
at A
alone.
then.
Put them at A. Let's put them at A.
Very spicy. Very good. I just like
I
them.
mean, let alone there's the Anery Silverleaf. Like the Anery Silverleaves are almost like blue. They're killer.
Cool.
I've only seen a picture of one once, but they're killer.
Yeah, if anybody, this is like a blanket statement. If anybody has an Anery Slowinskii still, and they haven't like given it away or thrown it in the bushes or whatever, message Chris or me. You'll probably buy it from you. Because mine are like 50%
Please, love of God,
pos het blacks also, but so are everyone's. So anybody's could be het Anery. But you'd have to keep like inbreeding them, which is even more of a problem to figure out which ones are actually hets or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. All right, let's go back. Not that one. So let's do Emery.
Ugh.
Even browner snake.
Yeah, boring. Apparently, except to Europeans who
I bought an Emery. Really like them for some reason, but I bought an Emery because it was the only Emery that I didn't have, and I wish I never had.
Why?
It's angry. Like it's not thorn scrub angry, but it just like flings itself around and like sprays pee on me and like hisses and wants to bite me.
Oh, bummer. They do have like Sable, which is the only, besides Black Diamond, which the French people never want to release because they're hoarders. I don't know. A melanistic, pure, dark morph. Sable. Is that cool? It's still a brown snake, so you're putting brown on.
I mean, I think they're cool.
Go.
I mean, I feel like Emery are cool, but I feel like every morph that Emery has, corn snakes do so much better.
There it is. Except for Sable, who gives a shit.
People, I don't know if people have to, because now we have Black Diamond, but they should have made a Sable corn a long time ago.
Just cross that baby.
Yeah, who cares?
No one will ever know.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's just a more boring corn snake that nobody asked for.
Shots fired. All right, what are we thinking? D? Is this our first D?
I have such a hard time giving any of these a D.
But this is it within the group, so like not
right.
D
I know
in terms of versus all animals.
I put it at C.
I'm like, are we gonna put any of these at D? Is the question. Like, what do we got coming up that we're gonna hate?
I'm saving
like
D for thorn
if y'all are like, I
would put these at C.
Yeah, you can rearrange it when they're up here. If you're like,
they're fine.
Scrubs.
They're fine. So C is fine. Maybe thorn scrubs. Right, I personally love thorn scrubs, but
well, let's do them. That's next.
Other reasons other than logic or reason or anything else. Yeah, thorn scrubs suck. They suck if you're herping too, because you're probably gonna find a million of them in Texas, especially. Like if you're looking for Texas indigos,
these are like
you're gonna find thorn
scrub rats. They're all named Kyle.
What?
Stupid. Wait, it's found one out again. Damn it.
Sorry, Kyle, or a Chad. Like a plot.
A Chad. Oh man, that sounded really funny too.
Yeah, it's probably hilarious.
Like,
oh my god,
you're going in and out, bro.
Refresh.
But here's the thing, like Ah, shit.
Sorry. We heard Chad and Kyle, and that was pretty
Hold on,
funny.
give me one sec.
Yeah, it sounded really good. I want to
Yeah.
hear it.
Yeah, go back out and come back in, or maybe refresh your Wi-Fi or something. Yes,
Hold on, give me one sec. I'm gonna refresh.
the cross was root beer so they could make creamsicles because they're like distinctly yellow, orangey looking.
I
But
still see
you don't
people
need to
selling
make
root
creamsicles
beers.
because they have their own pure
Right.
AML.
Yes. Yeah, it's unnecessary. I still see people selling root beer corns on Morph Market, and I'm like, who is asking for that? Like, again, like who is this for? But people probably say that about snakes I like too. So
Okay.
All right.
play.
Am I back?
You sound back. Yeah.
Is this better?
Yes.
It sounds much better.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Sorry, I have no idea what was going on.
Oh, all we heard was Kyle
So,
and
like, okay,
Chad.
no hate
so
to
go.
any. Okay, so no hate to any like Kyles or Chads watching this, but every thorn scrub rat is like the epitome of a Kyle who like chugs a monster or a Four Loko, like smashes the can to his forehead and then like headbutts a wall.
Oh
Like,
my god.
They're kind
None
of
of them are
cracked
happy
out- They're
pets?
like a cracked out. I have two, and like the
They're
one
hateful.
is a reverse striped Nueces County, and he's actually
Oh.
pretty much a puppy dog, which is wonderful. But the female, I have actively told her that were she not a future like breeding animal, I would probably feed her to a Crebo because she's just evil. She is so fucking evil.
Oh, for the audio only
Like,
listeners,
has no redeeming
Kyle just
qualities.
said thanks. 'Cause
Yeah.
he has been
Sorry,
called
Kyle.
out.
You were named Kyle probably before it became a thing. So
I like how
Apologies.
the saddle
Kyle, you know I
density
love
is
you.
really
I know,
high. Can
I
I
know
say
this
that?
Kyle personally.
Okay, you
Okay,
guys should
good.
hug later. I like I like high saddle density.
yeah.
I just do. I like it.
So I like the
Look at his little brown snoot. That's pretty
Stop
cute.
trying to make us love this thing.
If you can find a nice one,
Oh damn it,
so
Chris is
the
talking
saddle
again.
density is nice. I feel like compared to other Emery, these have like a more like so they
Please
have
delayed.
a more like rounded face.
dang it.
Oh shit, are you losing me?
Yeah.
You're just real delayed,
It's like your internet's busted.
like Jessica's.
Hell yeah. Well, we did Over Ratsnakes 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. I
Go
think
back and rewatch it on the replay.
Yeah. Chris did that one too.
And that one would probably redo, I don't know, in a year or something to like split out the.
Yeah, to do it
Beauties.
like you should have done it.
Oh my god.
I'm one of those people, the spectators. Like, you know, you could do a better job than you fucking do it.
Fuck. Well, it just gives you an excuse to re-talk about them in a year.
Exactly. There you
'Cause
go.
You could do
I
just
thought it
beauties
was good. Yeah,
in every locality of beauties.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like later on, you do just European stuff. What's up?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Very clear.
Okay. I ended up just
Is Sila Bloom? What's up, brother? I didn't know that was who you were.
okay.
We
hold
just
on.
doxed them. We just doxed them.
Sorry, give me 1 second. This is being a pain.
I think
Let's
it's
see
just your internet. That's what it sounds like.
Okay, well,
Like
I
not
was
your
trying to
microphone.
I'm trying to do it from my phone now because my laptop is just crapping out apparently, but it's fine.
The
It
phone
sounds
sounds really
good.
good. Yeah, the phone
Mhm.
sounds really good.
All right. If it's evil but has a snoot, where does it go?
I mean, I'm going to put it at D tier because
I
here's the
would as
thing.
well.
B tier?
D.
Whoa. Okay.
D is in damn.
And also, like,
Dog.
what's the market for thorn scrub rat snakes? Like, do people
Zero.
are they like
Zero.
clamoring to get them?
Zero.
That's not the other.
I don't think anybody wants them, and I don't think anybody should want one.
I paid $50 for my male because he was a morph. The female was literally thrown in a box with another snake I bought.
They're like,
Because
please take it. They're like tricking you into getting
It's like the tarantulas when you buy one, get 15 free. That's
Basically, yeah. She was basically like thrown in the box, and the breeder was like, I have her sister too. Do you want that one for free too? And I was like, no, I only want one.
Yeah, it should be a choice.
Yeah. It's like, here, you take it. You deal with this problem.
They're spiteful and evil, but they're almost like their snout is more rounded and their eyes are more buggy than the other emery in a way that almost
is cute again.
They're kind of like googly little bastards.
Mm-hmm. We love that.
So yeah, so I have a love-hate with them. I think they're terrible, and most people do not want them and do not need them.
Shouldn't have them.
But I also kind of love how terrible they are at the same time. Like, they are the epitome of like a little dinky rat snake that remembers what it's like to be a rat snake.
Yeah. I want to know what they look like way down here in Mexico. Like, I bet they get weird because it's like starting to get tropical again.
They're getting weird.
Maybe they get colorful again. And so, like, if I could, I don't know. I mean, I don't want nobody break the law, by the way. But if I could, that would be a cool version of it to have. Would be the tropicalized version of a corn snake. That's from southern Mexico.
Absolutely.
All right, this Intermontana used to be a maybe subspecies, is not anymore, but it is distinct looking, so I put it up here. Even more saddles. Whoa.
So these are super cool, but only like 2 or 3 people actually have them and are producing them.
Yeah,
because you can't collect them anymore.
I've never seen them. Wow.
I know Yasser over at Spitfire has them, but the clutch size is like 2 to 4 eggs a clutch.
Mm-hmm. They're so cool because they're like green looking. Sometimes.
Yeah. And they're really interesting because they're so like geographically isolated from the rest of emery. So I kind of don't like, they're really cool, and I wish they were more readily available because I'd actually really like to get my hands on these. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they're kind of a locality that is unfortunately kind of doomed to die out because I don't even think there's like 10 breeding age individuals left in the hobby.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and it's a shame because they're so cool, but they're like you said, they're not legal to collect. And
right. Whatever's here is technically all of it. We don't want anybody to do anything illegal, and that's it. Because like even in both states, they're not particularly dense, and they're species of concern in both of them.
Mm. Yep.
Little island.
I don't know, but maybe I've always like maybe there's like an old guy in Florida or something that has some. He just didn't tell Yasser, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or his are older.
Yeah, there's always that like random old guy who's got some weird shit that he's the only guy on the planet that has it.
Yeah, like all the Natrix JT got, old guy in his basement.
Mm-hmm.
Who fucking knew an old guy had that many species of Natrix in his basement? You don't know until you find him and go into his basement. That's the magic.
I'm not going into some old guy's basement.
It's Schrodinger's basement. We'll never know what's in it until we go in.
No, you got to send in like the little sparrow first. You know, I'm not going into some. I'm not going to be like some lampshade and some creepy guys freaking.
It could be fun. Where do we put it? Rare, beautiful, green.
See,
but not that green.
See.
Right.
Very good.
I just wish they were more readily available because they're super fucking cool.
Meh.
All right, let's switch. Technically, fox snakes are more closely related to corn snakes than they are to other things. So we're going to fox snakes now.
Fox snakes are cool.
Yeah. So it used to be these were Easterns, these were Westerns. Wrong. These are Easterns together, like the split population. Mm-hmm. These are Westerns. It's because they've been split up by like glacial maxima 3
Yeah.
times.
You can sort of tell. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and then so this used to be a continuous population a long time ago, but it was split up, and then it split them up too. So let's start with the eastern, which is arguably more attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very cool. I really wanted one of these. Until I was like, it's so hot down here, and I don't have a good way to brumate what I already have, much less something that requires it. Now, not to say that you have to breed everything that you have, certainly not, and I'm not planning on it, but I don't know. It's just for me, it's not that's the downside to it. For me, is the strict brumation. But I think it's beautiful. I love the black. I love the red, yellow, orange head and how it gets more orange toward the tail again. And it's got a badass name, fox snake. It's very cool. I really like them. I think they're very unique and very, very cool.
See, these are natives where I am. So, I mean, I've actually seen these like in situ before, they're pretty cool. Even like obviously there's not really any in the hobby being bred, at least stateside. So I think they're pretty, oh God, what's the word I'm looking for? I think they're pretty cool. I mean, again, they're a little bit picky. There's a reason why the Westerns are more established in the hobby than the Easterns. But the Easterns are super cool. I have kind of looked in the past into like what would it take to find like a captive bred Eastern, but no one's really working with them at this point.
I feel like I've seen one old man on Fauna.
The old man effect.
But there are like weirdly more in Europe.
Yes.
Than there are here. But the only thing I'll ever warn anybody about is if a European person gets our snakes, they're inbreeding the shit out of them. So, like, I don't think we need to re-import corn snakes back from Europe. No offense, Europeans, because typically yours come full of stargazer, because unless you've been test breeding them, because all you got was what you got 30 years ago. Then you inbred the shit out of them. You happen to get stargazer. Here we were just like, let's get another one on the bushes, and then you can outcross stargazer.
Yep.
And I think that might be true for other things like this potentially. I would never re-import a NA native back to the U.S. unless it was maybe
you can't collect these.
I don't think you can really anymore.
No, there is no place in their range that allows for collection.
I figured that was the case since we're given the way we're talking about them. I'm like, why doesn't someone just go grab one? Yeah,
and so the guy on Fauna who always has them over in Europe, I know people who have gotten like other animals from him, and he has solid animals. But the other question I have is, because they are a like threatened native species, is it even legal to bring a captive bred one over from Europe? Is that even allowed? Because I debated it, because stateside, as far as I am aware, there is no one breeding Easterns at all in the States anymore, because I've spoken to a few people who have captive bred Easterns, and a lot of them have kind of pointed me towards who they got their animals from, and a lot of those people aren't working with them anymore. Chris Montross being one of them. He no longer breeds them because the Easterns are even more sensitive than the Westerns.
Somebody in like New York, which like clearly outside the range, but they live somewhere cold, and they could just shunt them outside into like the storm cellar. Get the hell out of here and just let them, deep freeze all winter. Should be doing it. Honest, on God, that's my opinion.
Well, if anybody needs a kidney, it looks like Paul in the chat is willing to give one. So if you need one.
They're very like bull snake-esque to me, which is nice.
Yes.
Like a bull snake and a corn snake didn't turbo out. They just were a good mix.
Yeah. Like you got a blockier little head. You got a thicker big old thickums.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jen likes them thick. So
I do. Very
where do we
important.
put Eastern in terms of this confusing tier ranking?
I would say I would say B, just because it's very, very freaking cool for all the
Mhm.
reasons we mentioned, but you can't really get it, which is why it keeps me from giving it a higher ranking than that.
All right, that's
See,
fine.
I was going to put it low just because again, it's unobtainable, but they're really freaking cool.
I feel like if some king, like maybe Chris will do it. Thank you, Chris, for your service. Will assemble a crack team of fox snakes and just handle it.
Yeah.
He's not in a native area.
Good work.
He's cold. He's going to deal with it. What do you think about that?
There you go.
All right, let's go B, because then you have the westerns to also contrast. Ram spot eye. It was hard finding a picture, but they did tend to be a little bit drabber.
Yeah.
The same idea.
I actually have a Western.
Is he a fun guy?
She's basically like, imagine every typical bull snake or like Pituophis that is super food hungry all the time and gets pissed off if the temps are too warm. Basically, I have to keep her like a Pituophis.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There are more of these for sure. I see them.
Oh, yeah.
Trickling around everyone. Not like millions.
No.
Well, didn't Snake Discovery do these?
Did they? I thought they just had one for their like museum.
No, I thought I was on a fox snake waiting list.
Oh.
No,
at
they
one
did.
point.
They did. Yeah, they had
I don't know if they're
couple
still
years
doing
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because these, like mine is from Dark Horse and his are Nebraska locality, and because they go further west and they go to some states where collection is legal, there's a lot of these. Like technically in Michigan, it's even legal to collect Westerns because we have them in the Upper Peninsula. So like these are far less threatened than Easterns. But the thing is, they're a fox snake. They're a bit temperature sensitive. They have a super high metabolism and they want to eat constantly, but then they sleep for, 4 or 5 months a year.
Yeah.
But the Westerns, some of them do get pretty brightly colored, like bordering on Eastern, but by and large, they are much duller.
Wonder if you could selectively breed for those red.
Probably.
Especially
since there's like an intergrade zone, if you got like
keep the reddest
DNA.
ones. Yeah, keep the reddest ones from each clutch and hold them back, and then breed them back, and then hold those back.
Should these be higher because you could actually buy some, even if they're uglier, or should it be the same or worse?
I'd put them at the same because I think if you want a fox snake, you are going to get whatever kind you can. And the people I know who have Westerns seem to really enjoy them, myself included, but they're not as pretty as the Easterns, but they're more obtainable.
Have you seen that guy on Fauna? He has Westerns, and he's like, these got caught in like one of those like garden nets, and I just kept them. And I've had them for 15 years. And he posts the same ad to Fauna every year. Like this is Jimmy and Tammy. It's like a great story, but like he posts the same story every year. You see that ad?
He posts that on a fox snake Facebook group as well.
Yeah, and he just has his pair and he just breeds them every year, or maybe not, maybe skips, but he doesn't want to do anything else. He's just talking about his snakes, and I'm like, respect. I don't know.
Go off, King.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just do your thing, and so like, it's cool. We have some because that guy just likes his pet snakes. Is all I'm saying. Good for him. So we put that one in B tier. Excellent choice. We're getting down to the wire here.
We are.
We got to go back to Texas, though.
Yeah.
It's Subhawk time, everybody.
Yeah.
Little bug-eyed googly snake.
Freaks of nature. They have an extra 3 genes or something. Forgot how many
Do they
it
know
is.
they're alive?
I don't think so. I don't know that they're aware of it. I have a good group of these going.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
How many do you have?
I have 2.2 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be bigger. I would like 3.5 or ish. But they are hard to get started. They're hard to get started. And some of them want live, it seems like, more than other rat snakes I know.
Yep.
They're one of my females that likes live will only take her prey ass first. They're just little weirdos. They look like they're looking at you because they have the big eyes. They're looking at you. But it's unlike I always compare it to like a beauty snake. Like they're looking at you, but you feel like there's something behind the eyes. And then the Trans-Pecos, I'm just not sure. I feel like they could either be super smart or completely dumb, and I would equally believe either.
When they look at me, I hear kazoo music. Like I don't know how to describe it. I got one a couple years ago, and I looked at it, and my entire thought process on owning him has been, now that he's about 3 years old, he's tolerable, and I actually really enjoy him.
Yes.
But up until then, he was like a googly-eyed pipe cleaner that really wanted to choose death, because he, kind of like you said, he only wanted live for the first year and a half I had him.
Yep.
And then it was, you could drop feed him, but you could only drop feed him at night, and you had to leave the fuzzy on top of the little plastic hut, and he'd come out and grab it. But if you checked on him and he was in the middle of eating it, he'd spit it back out. Yep. And then he would eat for like a week.
Yeah,
and
exactly. I'm glad that you also, not that you, but that you're having problems, but
I mean, like,
ahead.
these are like a neurodivergent corn snake is all I'm going to say. I'm going to keep it politically correct.
Why I love them. They're little autistic corns.
Like, everyone I know who has them, theirs has some weird quirk about it.
Yes, and they're unique among the individuals.
Yeah,
that's my thing. It's like none of them are the same.
Okay, this is probably not a you guys thing, but have you ever seen the show Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends?
No. But
it was an animated show when I was a kid. There's a character named Cheese who just says really weird, off-the-cuff, random shit all the time, and is like definitely like not a neurotypical human, and he is one of these snakes, basically.
Nice. We'll have to look
but
it up.
Anyway.
But yeah, so like these snakes right here, like the same thing you're saying. Like I have one that'll eat frozen thawed, but you have to drop it in there, and I make sure that I know which tub he's in, because I can't open that thing again for another 2-3 hours minimum. Because if I go to check to see if he took it, it's over. He ain't picking that thing back up. I hurt his feelings. We're done. We'll try again next week. When they get to a certain size, and it is typically, from what I've heard, around that 2-3 year mark, they get more confidence and they start acting a little bit more normal. But I would say it's a snake that needs patience. You have to have patience. You have to work with them. It reminds me in some ways of like gray bands and some of the kings that are hard starters, not necessarily in personality, but more in some of the difficulties. And I also think it's really, I was going to say, like, I also think it's interesting that gray bands and Trans-Pecos are found in the same areas, and they both have that same shaped head with big googly eyes. So I think there's something going on there.
Well, I wonder it's because I'm sure you've read like the complete Subak, and it talks about them like living in like crevices.
Yes.
And I think that they're kind of in the same vein as, Alterna, and I'd even say like thorn scrubs, where it's so like warm where they are that they're probably mostly coming out at night. So you do have larger eyes adapted for that, but
yeah, they're in very cool little spots, just like gray bands. It's in the hotter than hell environments, but don't actually tolerate a lot of heat. Funny enough,
they don't tolerate a lot of heat for something that lives in nooks and crannies. You would think that they would also be able to tolerate some humidity more, but I hear that's also something
they do not like humidity, and it's a silent killer with them. You'll be clicking along and eating and doing good, and then you'll get them just starting to drop dead.
Yep.
It's like a known thing.
From what?
Usually it's so the
like
culprit
lung bacteria infections. Like what's the cause
possibly
there?
it's usually I would suspect it's probably bacterial, because it tends to be associated with circulation, not so much humidity or lack of humidity, but ventilation. So like where I keep the juvenile Transpecos, I drilled like 5 rows of holes on both sides, so that they get a lot of cross ventilation coming through, because they'll look like they're fine. They're one of those snakes, like it's hard to tell whether it's trying to die or trying to live, and one day it'll just be tits up, and you'll just never, you'll never know.
See, these, I kind of keep mine, like I keep the rosy boa and the vertebralis and the alterna, where like Exoterra makes these really little, about 1.5 inch tall water dishes that are about as maybe a little bit bigger around than a quarter. And I fill up that for a 2.5 foot suboc, and I just kind of let it dry out over the course of the week. And that's about it, because like you said, they can definitely have issues from humidity. And I've got the same thing. The tub he's in has 8 air holes in each corner. So there's like 32 fairly decent sized air holes throughout like either end of it. So he gets some cross ventilation.
It's one of those things too, where you really have to take into account the area that you live in. I think a snake like this would be not impossible, but much more challenging for someone that lived in a very humid environment. I live in a somewhat humid environment, but I am running the AC 24/7, as you do in Texas. And I wonder why the grid goes down. It's because of people like me and everybody else that's just constant. So it's taking the moisture out of the air.
The whole state would turn into a prune and blow away if it.
Yeah, it's fine, and probably 99% of America wouldn't be sad about it. But we had I constantly run it, and it constantly pulls moisture out of the air. You do need to like worry about that. I wouldn't say, like, it's one of the few, like I said, I don't keep water in there when they're younger. I do, but a very heavy bowl so that they can't knock it over. Because if you leave a bowl in there, it's one of those species. Like if I go away to like in our NARBC for the weekend and it tipped its bowl over and it was sitting there wet for the entire week, the entire weekend, I think I might have a problem.
And would you agree with me?
The water dry out. The bowl dries out as well.
Yeah. I also feel like subocs, when it comes to like feeding them and keeping them clean, I do feel, obviously we should all be pulling, urates and poop from their tubs whenever we see them. But I feel like these in particular, I have to pay more attention to, because if he poops, I need to pull it out immediately, because even if there's moisture content in that, these, along with the vertebralis and the jani, and the rosy boa, are a couple of the species that when I feed them, I really try to make sure that I'm pretty thoroughly drying off the mice as well, because I've heard anecdotes of people having regurg issues caused by a food item having too much liquid in it.
Yeah, so I would rank the water tolerance. So I would say rosies are the most sensitive. Then I would put Transpecos, and then I would put like the vertebralis a little. I've noticed with my vertebralis, I can get away with more. I leave water in there all the time. I leave a bowl. They're always the ones that don't need the waters. When I go around and I'm just adding a little bit of waters, they never need it. They just don't drink a lot of it, but they are heavy bowls. Like I don't put lightweight anything in there, but they seem to tolerate it a little bit. Not that we're talking about Pituophis, but they seem to tolerate it in the Jani a little bit better than the Transpecos or the Rose. I feel like Rosies are way up here, and then Transpecos quite a few steps down, but it's definitely something that you need to be aware of, and ventilation is super, super important. Spot cleaning, I agree with all of that. We're making it sound really difficult.
Yeah, y'all are ruining Subbox.
I mean, I think the thing is, once you figure out what your little neurodivergent rat snake wants, it's easy. When you get it into the routine of like mine, when I was like, okay, he wants his fuzzies left in a pile over there. Give him his special fork and spoon to eat his dinner, whatever, and he'll do it.
Yep.
Once you figure it out, they're easy.
Yep.
But it's figuring it out.
You do have to figure it out, even if they're sold to you. Mine were sold to me as well started, and I believe that they were well started. And I had 2 of them that I got from this breeder, and one of them is doing good on frozen thawed, and the other one I'm gonna have to try live because she keeps rejecting. So I think it's exactly what you said. Like once you crack the code and figure it out, the one that I got eating, he eats like a champ now. I know his little routine, how he wants it. He wants me to dangle it. I wiggle it for a little bit, and then I drop it, shut it, and don't come back. But I know his thing, and it's easy now.
See, mine is finally.
Also, sorry.
This is
you're good.
Say, like, in Lampropeltini, which is like the tribe, Pituophis is closer to Pantherophis than Bogertophis is to Pantherophis.
Yeah.
So these aren't. They're not
and
really
you
rat
can
snakes.
tell.
They're weird.
Yeah.
I guess is my only point.
They have more. They have extra chromosomes. They are weirdos. They are literally freaks. I love them for it.
I think they're super cool. There's an old timer guy local to me who has collected a lot of locality subox and works with breeding like the different morphs and the locality pure stuff. Jen, if you want info, I'm happy to get it for you. He's got some really cool stuff, but they're so weird compared to every other North American species I have kept.
Throw out the book.
They're
about rat snakes.
Because they're not rat snakes.
Yeah, and the thing is, they make me, I'm sure we'll get there, but they make me really want to work with the Pseudolaphe because I feel like they're very similar, but I've never worked with Pseudolaphe.
And we're going to get to those. I haven't either, and it's on my list.
Yep.
All right, let's pick a spot. We get
A.
I
think they're I know he doesn't want to do A. I think they're A because once you crack the code, they're freaking cool. There's nothing else like them. Unique in the rat snake world.
Except for the other one.
Well, the other Bogertophis.
Yeah, the Baja California rat snake.
Yeah, that don't count.
Yeah.
We're doing that species next. All right, where do you put him? A?
I don't know. I say A, but I'm willing to do a compromise here because I know Chris probably feels a little bit different.
The thing is, I think they're a B because I feel like if you are not prepared for them and if you are not in the right climate, or, if you're not making concessions for them within your room, they're not like a typical Pantherophis that you can basically throw at the wall and it'll live.
Well, this is
like most of this thing will just live on air and rats and be fine.
When you said that, I was there thinking, I'm like, the problem is like if somebody thinks that, I want a corn snake but with googly eyes, and thinking that that's what they would get, you would utterly fail.
Yeah,
You would
Linguini is
utterly
dead,
fail.
by the way. I don't know if anybody cares.
Yeah, Linguini, the Transpecos, he died.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why
R.I.P.
did he die? Nobody knows. I say B. R.I.P. King.
Here we go.
Jen likes
I thought that was a rosy boa for a minute.
Well,
like a rubber boa almost.
Or rubber, yeah.
So this is the Baja California rat snake.
I really like their eyes.
See, I know nothing about these, so I know they're a Bogertophus, but I'm going to respectfully take a backseat because I know only what little bit is written in the Subak book about them.
That's
exactly.
enough,
same.
really.
Same. Exactly the same. Can you even get them?
I have seen these available one time, but it was 2 or 3 years ago, and I think it was only
I've
one.
Never seen them. Not that I'm looking specifically for them, but I mean, I do cruise all of the Ratsnake morph market ads. I mean, I probably should be looking on Fauna or something else if I want to find something like this. But
they come into California, in the Imperial County, like the very southern part. So we have had them in the hobby. There is an Xanthic, according to the Googling around. It's just, I don't know how common they are. I've never seen one recently.
Yeah.
The one that I saw available years ago was $1,100 or $1,200 for the one animal.
Lord have mercy.
And I remember it being a young subadult, nearly breeding age animal. But that was the only time I've ever seen them. I've never seen one since. So I don't know how existent in the hobby they are at this point.
I don't either. I bet some old man in California has them in his basement.
Has a whole colony of them.
Hell yeah.
They're
cool. As babies, they got a weird granity pattern thing that happens.
I really like their eyes.
They have dumb googly eyes. Cool. And some of them are peach toned or greenish looking. It's definitely a subtle treat to pay $1,200 for it, but
I just feel like this is C tier because you can't get them.
Mm-hmm.
You might be able to if you really tried and really wanted it and worked your contacts, but
they're kind of
how would you take care of it?
At least. Yeah, and at least Transpecos have some cool patterning to them. I feel like other than having dumb little googly eyes, these don't really have a lot going for them.
Mm-mm.
Right.
But if you were a Subak Lord, you may want to complete the set.
That's of 2?
Yes.
That'd be the easiest one. It's this is my genus.
Except you might have to punch somebody in the throat punch them just to get one. So
that sounds fun too.
All right, let's throat punch this one to C tier.
C.
I don't think you could give it D. There's nothing wrong with it.
But D doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. D just means it maybe isn't the one to focus on.
Is it a thorn scrub? I'm not putting it in the same row as a thorn scrub.
Whoa, shots. Well, should I create an F tier? I can add a tier. Thorn scrub only tier.
The T tier?
I debated that.
I don't know. I'm C.
I'd say C.
Cool. It's cool.
Okay.
I feel like if they were available, there would definitely be a market for them.
Right.
Because people who love Subocs are obsessed with them, Jen. But they're not available.
Yeah.
All right. So Pseudo Alafe has 3 subspecies, and I am fairly certain we only have one in the hobby that's common, unless all of ours are mixes. Because if you go down here, we have, these are old. Oh, there's a bunch of subspecies. I don't know which ones are current. Flaviflora is not the one we have, though sometimes we name it that. I think we mostly have intermedia, but they might have rechanged stuff. I don't know.
Everybody says Flaviflora, and it's definitely Flavarufa.
Well, the parts that come into the U.S. aren't FF. They're the intermediate ones. But I don't know if people feel like paying attention enough to be clear? Is that patronizing?
No, probably not. I mean, probably yes, but it's warranted.
I just think everyone's like, it's a Mexican night snake. Let's go. We'll just call it Flab. The Flab ones are on like the Yucatan Peninsula.
I freaking want one of these so hard.
They have great eyes. Definitely a vibe.
See, I keep telling myself that if, because I know Clint Bartley just got some of these, and I keep telling myself if they're like a decent price at Colubrid Fest and he has them there, I'm probably going to bring one home. I don't necessarily want to breed them, but they're just weird, funky little guys.
Yeah, it's like, or it's like, I feel like you might be a completionist as well. Like, it's like, I just want to try it. I want to have it. I want to experience it. I want to, I mean, I don't necessarily need to breed everything.
I have I kind of want to complete the Pokedex a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Got to catch them all, baby.
Mm-hmm. That's an autism sign right there, if I ever heard one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wasn't calling the Subak out because I'm unaware of my own stuff. But, no, but like, they're so interesting. And I have this fascination with like the weird colubrids that are kind of like a one-off or whatever, like Subak. And if Centicollis were cheaper, I'd love to try my hand at them.
Mm-hmm.
But these are just so cool. Like, I don't even know what family these are closest related to. They're just
sometimes they get like sister taxed with Bogertophis, but I think Burbank put them with somebody else. But I don't know. Do you believe Burbank? Oh, we put them with with Bogertophis too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was somebody else put them with like closer to Lampropeltis, which is funny. Like on that side, like Arizona.
I love the ones that have like the darker background. I mean, this is very cool. I like this one, this picture right here, but I like the ones with the darker background too. It just reminds me of like a buckskin corn snake, and I'm just a big I know I say I don't like brown snakes, but then buckskin is one of my favorite. I'm not consistent. I never claim to be. I like what I like, and go F yourself.
This species like went through a hype cycle in like whenever I was on King Snake in 1999 or something. So they got expensive, popped off, and then went away again. And they were like sold as like just like Mexican corn snakes or whatever, basically. They aren't that really in terms of like behavior. There is an axanthic, but
which I think the axanthic almost like takes away from them. Like, but no matter what, the wild type or the axanthic is still very corn snake, or kind of like when you and I did the Asian rats with the Ximena Sicula. They're both very Sicula-esque, or they're both Sicula and this are both very corn snake-esque, I should say.
This is the one species though that browns out in a way that is not attractive as an adult to me. Shots fired. Like they look way better as babies. Like both of them, the axanthic and the wild type. But like they're cool, so like whatever. I don't know.
Sometimes those orange saddles darken up to red, and I think that looks cool.
Every adult I've ever seen looks like ass. I'm gonna be.
I thought you liked ass.
I mean, whatever. I'm just being honest.
I think it's freaking cool.
Like if they go all the way to black, that's cool. Like the ones from like the Yucatan. That's what I want more. Is like the tropical ones as you go further down. It's like a different lifestyle,
Yeah.
But the desert ones kind of brown out, and they get like yellow, and so I don't know. They're like, in some ways they should be kept good, but I'm like, I'll get it when I feel like it. It's not low priority to me.
Yeah,
but this was like a gold snake 20 years ago for me.
Yeah, I'm in the exact same spot. Like I want it, but there's about 10 different things I want, not necessarily species, but 10 different things that are prioritized above this. So
yeah, I'm with you. Like I wouldn't like if I were somewhere and I had a bit of money burning a hole in my pocket, this would be something Yeah, if I found one for the right price and it was a good, like, well-established baby, I would pick one
Good
up.
breeder. It was, yep, exactly. I'm right there. Like I saw it, I'd say I'm snatching it up, but
Mhm.
it's not something I'm going to sit there and save up for, and
Yeah.
and definitely get a pair and all that stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah,
live
that's very
breaking news. We're going back to Texas rat snakes real quick. This was said by Kevin. He's like, these are normal Texas rat snakes, just the siblings.
Interesting.
So it's like a variation in the wild type.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you could flip 2 pieces of tit in Texas, and it's like, oh, look, it's a Texas. This locality. I'm like, yeah, but right here is one that looks completely different.
Breaking news. Yeah, well, that's good, but I don't know. We
doesn't
need to
change the ranking, so
yeah.
F off.
I still want like the really like fire engine red. They basically look like a big fucking mean corn snake. And that kind of appeals to me in a way.
I do as well, but I'm not gonna be the one to do it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
What were we doing? Let's tier rank.
We gotta do Flava Rufa.
I think they're cool. I just think they're cool. I don't know.
I think they're like C tier because they're cool, but not a lot of people know what they are. But I feel like they're kind of one of those niche animals that when you've been in the hobby long enough, they do kind of catch your eye.
Yeah, when you've done every other rat snake and you're like, hey.
I'd probably have them over, for me personally, a black rat snake or something, or a gray rat snake or any of the natives, because they're not native barely anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just easier to sell. And I know that's always like dumb, but once you've sold hundreds of things and you have to ask somebody like, hey, are you in Georgia? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I can't fucking sell you anything. And I'll be like, can I fucking bait and switch you a Slowinski eye because you live in Georgia? You can't have a corn snake. And they're like, no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why not? Sorry. Just
Texas was C tier, right?
Yeah. All right, last one.
Centicola?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Not to be confused with the greenish.
Green,
which are only somewhat green.
Don't be ridiculous.
How
dare you for thinking it? I think I'm a sucker for a green snake.
Is this better than let's start a fight in the chat? An olive house snake?
Oh,
these almost make me think of like a Baron's racer without the nose horn. But these are another one of the ones that, you know, if you spill a bit of water or you like think about the ocean when you're handling one, they kind of die, right?
Like, that's what they say. But like
turned on with
because of all the old timers had a crypto, I'm always like, were people unsuccessful because they were bad at keeping, or were they unsuccessful because we just didn't know? We were just like, whatever. I was in my pocket, and then I tried to feed it to a monocle cobra, and the cobra didn't need it, and so I just kept it for a while longer. Like, I feel like the stories are like that, and you're like, well, this thing could have Paramyxovirus, Cryptosporidium. It's full of worms. It was never wormed. It's got
thriving.
And thriving. But then, like, that's why it's not that fecund. So I'm always like, maybe these would be better if they were just cleaned up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I like that it has a nice flat head. It's got beautiful white lips. I love that.
Yeah. Ooh, where's Lisa at?
Yeah. Hell yeah. And it's the only...
They do have very, like, house snake looking skin to them.
They do. It's that very soft, shiny, like, I love the way my house snake, I have the Ugandan green house snake that I got from Kristen. And,
okay, yeah.
Oh, I'm like, I have to leave her alone because I'm like, oh, you're so soft. I'm like, come over here, and she's trying to bite me. But yeah, this looks like that to me too. It looks very similar actually in a lot of ways.
Kevin says they go down to Costa Rica. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes down there where I'm like, there are probably cool versions, cool locality variants, different colors, less evil, whatever. We just don't have access to it. So like, we're idiots and we don't know what we're talking about. But I think about that all the time. Like, What's going on in Guatemala? I don't know. Could be fire. But how would we know? Like, they're just like a vibe. Look at this one. My dog is barking. I don't know if you can hear it. Oh,
Yes.
What's that? An airy one? Cool. Fire. Brown version? Great. I don't know.
Badass. Look at that thing.
Little dotty babies. What's that?
I like anything that
Triapsis. There's
looks
more
like
Synticolis.
anything that looks like the emoji, the green snake emoji. I'm like, I'm just a sucker for a green snake. I just freaking love them.
That
Not
one's from Costa Rica. Can't
not
get
green
that one.
trees.
Very cool, weird color. I don't know. It's a vibe. I wish there were more.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
wish they were more available.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I wish we were better at taking care of them and knew more about them.
Didn't give them all worms.
Yeah, you mean you think somebody gave them worms? Like, sorry.
I mean, you remember the stories like, oh, yeah, I used to shoot a squirrel out of the backyard to feed my snake each week.
Or if people feed snails and stuff too, you get worms
Yeah.
from that. I don't.
Or toads.
Toads, totally.
Mhm.
Fish, some fish.
Yeah. In case people forget, there is a fluke whose terminal host is a hognose, and it must be in a toad, and it must trick the toad into dying to get into a hognose. So, like, they have their own friends, tag along friends.
Yeah, Aurora house snakes. I wish. I'm gonna wait till they are breeding them and the price comes down to a reasonable level.
Mhm.
But they're amazing. Actually, I've said her name twice now. I'm summoning her, but Kristen has hers that she, I believe, imported. Alex.
He's here.
I'm just going to subtly brag for a minute because Kristen over at Stygian Exotics, not so subtle shout out, is I pass her house on the way to work every day. So I have actually gotten to like see those auroras in person and like mess around with them. They're so damn cool.
Yeah, I want. As the first time I saw one and I knew they existed, I wanted them,
Mhm.
and then immediately I was like, nope, it'll be a while for me. I don't
Yep.
like them that much, but I'm glad that people here do, and I'm glad that people will blaze the trail and do that. Probably, I mean, not probably, but better at working with snakes that have been imported and those kinds of things. But yeah,
Mhm.
they're amazing.
Yeah.
But back to this thing.
Funky little green worm.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. You're on mute, bro.
Me?
No. Sorry, I'm broing,
Me,
Jessica.
I'm mute. I'm just saying, I was saying, sorry. These.
Yeah, that's what
Someone
I'm-
should just be in charge of it and be like, I want to be the king shit of Green Ratsnake Mountain and like collect a bunch and try to get them going. That's all.
Who's going to volunteer as tribute?
All right, do it. Like, we can't all do everything.
I can't. I'm like, I got to start saying no to some shit. I want to stay married.
What's the tax on those? Hundreds? Almost $1,000?
Like, how much do they go for?
Like $600 or $700? I've seen like loan mails that expensive.
I've seen between 5 and 7. Again, going back to the guy in Europe who had the fox snakes, he has these, and you can import them from him. I think they're like 350 ish.
Mm-mm.
The guy in the UK?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's one way to do it. If someone you just have to be like, I'm excited about this process.
I just have a problem with getting American snakes from Europe.
Was this an American snake or a Mexican snake?
I don't give a shit. North American. We're all one North American family here.
I feel like to some extent, though, some of the like North American stuff went over there in like someone's pants pocket years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's a few species that kind of like the last stronghold is Europe because no one here appreciated them. And we've either one reason or the next, we've lost our ability to keep them.
Yeah, but I have irrational things. Like when, and I'm just not going to apologize for it. Like my weird thing I tell Jessica all the time about when I see someone posting a snake, like a Texas snake, And I'm
Mhm.
like, that's not your fucking snake. That's our snake.
Just
And I'm
any
like,
snake from
But
Texas.
in reality, I want them to have it and appreciate it. And I keep corn snakes that aren't from here. You know, it's not logical or rational. And we're all allowed to have a few irrational things, you know?
Mhm.
It's not
Purple Church
rational.
is $500. I bet Purple Church has like the down low basement access in California.
Oh.
What do you think of that?
Spicy.
He's gonna find you a basement. Yeah, for me, another one like Flavifleur. Like if I just had some money burn a hole in my pocket and 2 were available, I'd be like, fuck, whatever, just buy it. I'd spend $1,000 to like have fun. I've spent way more than that to not have fun. So like, whatever.
Preach.
But for like me, I don't want to be in charge of keeping the species alive in the hobby. I will just
me
help
either.
someone else do it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll be happy to be a.
I have
buyer.
inbred Slowinsky at this point. That's what I got to work on for me. Dog.
I'll help y'all work on that one
Just
if I can.
ship them. We should go there. I don't want to camp. Do I have to camp?
No, I'm not camping.
Okay,
I am
can we just go in
43
a
with a
I
bad
know.
back. I'm not sleeping on the freaking ground. Are you nuts? That's
My
something that
favorite
you do in
ones
your
are around
20s.
like Bryan College Station, but I'll take anything. At this
Oh, we'll
point.
go to College Station. I go to College Station all the time.
All right, I'll just drive down there and stay in a hotel and drive around.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Lazy. I've done my field work. I did my time.
Yeah. That's something you do in your
I
teens
peed
and
in the
20s.
woods and then accidentally peed in my waders while we were doing a storm
Ooh.
surge thing. And you're like, God damn it, I had
Accidentally
8
my
more
ass.
hours.
Accidentally
like,
my ass.
You're pulling your waders out.
Remember when we used to have secrets?
No.
Mm-mm. No, this is live on the internet.
The internet remembers, Jessica, and so does
Listen,
Pepperidge
I'm
Farm.
just
You know what?
proving that
If 20
I'm
people
a
watch
real
this.
person. All right, let's frank this, then we'll
Yeah, then we can.
talk about peeing in ourselves.
Yeah. Oh man,
I kind of want to put them at C just because I feel like they're cool, but they're really expensive.
I think they could be B. I mean, there's lots of shit that's expensive. I'm
There's too
really
much stuff
stressing a
that's
lot.
B. I almost think you can put them as A because they're technically like North America's Chase because they're
Ooh.
expensive.
I don't mind an expensive snake. I mean, yeah, I think if we could get it more established, that would come down rather quickly because there's no morphs. Like, what are they really? I mean, I say no morphs. There obviously are, but I mean, it's not a hugely morphy species. There's not a lot of pattern to work with.
But it's the only green one.
Right. So, I mean, I'm cool with A or B.
All right, y'all should fight. Go.
No, I mean, I agree with his points. Like, it's expensive. That's a damn.
Yeah.
But we're talking about $500 to $700, and meanwhile, the ball python people still think that they should pay, $10,000 for a brown snake. So, oh, shots fired.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think my thing is
whatever.
with like funky colubrids, I have a thing where in my brain, if it's expensive and it has weird care requirements or is potentially sensitive, I just assume that it is going to die. And that is a mean thing. Yeah. And I've had far hardier things that I've spent more money on just roll out of nowhere. So the little green pipe cleaner in my brain is definitely going to die, even if it's not,
So what do we want? B?
I mean, if you want C, I would A. I think we could
I'll meet you
in
at
the middle.
B.
We'll meet in the
All
middle.
right, Kevin says B.
There we go. The people have spoken.
And the Merkers used to produce a ton of them, and Casey Lasik. And I think Casey still has some because he's the ones I've seen for sale the most recently.
He does still have them.
Yeah. So they exist. It's just like, I don't know. You got to figure out what you want to prioritize is the answer.
Yes.
That's all. That's the only answer.
And
This is a pretty good list,
Well, North American rat. I mean, colubrid keepers in general. It's like, yeah, you've got to prioritize because we're the people that we're the Pokemon people. I mean, if you know, you see a lot more people into like one or two species with like pythons and boas and things. You get colubrid people, and I'm not saying everybody, right? I'm just speaking broadly, but you get colubrid people, and it's like I keep 30 different species. You know, I mean, it's because it's just a different kind of person. You're chasing something a little bit different.
But I feel like with colubrid people too, like if you can keep a yellow rat snake alive, you can keep almost any Pantherophis alive. If you can keep a northern pine snake, you can keep any of the pines. If you can keep a king, you can keep most of the kings. So I feel like in some ways, even though like you're keeping different species, the care requirements are fairly similar across the board for the whole family. So even though you might have, 4 subspecies or, 6 whole species as it lies, the care requirements are so similar that it feels like only one, kind of like the python and boa guys.
That's true, but you can't make mutts. So, like, if you lose a male in brumation or something, you're like, oh, fuck. And so, like, that's always, like, the conflict of the Noah's Arks style collections. It's like people will have it, breed it for a couple of years, be like, I did for a while, it was fun. They move it on. That's how you lose a species, because everyone moves it on at the same time. And there's no like continuity of the species then. So sometimes I'm like, there should be more or selective breeding or something, even if you don't really want to do that, because that just keeps people in the project a little bit longer, like 10 years instead of I bred it 2 or 3 times, I'm done.
Yeah, I think, especially about North American colubrids, we're talking about animals that have very large geographic ranges. And so it's like, why can you keep a corn snake any old way? Because they live in, how many different environments? They live all the way up north in New Jersey, all the way down to freaking the Florida Keys. I mean, you're talking about almost the full range. So yeah, I mean, that's why you can keep them, and but I think that's like a plus, right? Like that's what makes it so cool. You could keep a lot of these different species, even though they're subspecies and very similar in some ways, different paint jobs, different patterns. But yeah, I mean, that's probably why I like Trans-Pecos so much, because they're the little freaks.
Right, that's fine. We like that for you to like that.
Yeah, the Subak book is really good though. So if anybody's scared about us on our Subak thing, get the Subak book. It really helps.
That or if you guys have ever seen, God, I can't remember who wrote it, but it's a neon blue book with orange writing, and it's like Husbandry of the Snakes of North America or something. You can get it on Amazon for like $15. That one's phenomenal too.
Yep, we've got that. I haven't read it. It's sitting on my bookshelf.
I've paged through it a few times, and it's pretty solid.
Should we do Nerodia next?
Pituophis.
I'm here for Pituophis
with Chris.
I want to do Pituophis so bad.
You want to do it yourself?
I wanted to, but you know what? I've done. So I'm happy to let somebody else do it. But
no, I mean we didn't tier rate Pituophis, but we did every species of Pituophis, which is effectively the same thing. I mean, we can always redo it, and I guess it doesn't fucking matter because nobody remembers.
Pituophis round table Fight Club.
Yeah, we might. Is Fight Club still going on now that we're at the end of the show, basically, and we're just like blabbing? Like NPR's Fight Club, does it still happen?
Yeah, a new episode aired this week.
Okay, I was like, if they stop doing it, I'll do it. But if they're still doing it, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, it's still on. It's just other than Colubrid and Colubroid Radio, a lot of the NPR stuff is a little bit more sporadic than it used to be, but most of the shows are still putting out episodes now and again. Fight Club is a more regular one, though, because that's Justin Julander and Rob Stone, I think. So that one's a bit more regular.
Yeah, I think most people aren't prepared to debate a belief that they don't believe in, so they're bad at it. Unfortunately, but that's okay, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not like we get trained in rhetoric anymore. or anything really,
Well,
but
I
that's
think
okay.
whatever, but that's a different thing
That's a different topic.
for a different type of podcast.
Yes. Did we learn anything?
Thorn scrubs suck.
Gosh, you guys were hard on those
It's
puppies.
like, and listen,
The
You-
worst part is I'm going to
shouldn't-
breed them at some point. You think I would talk higher of them?
that's the best part of this. That sums up colubrid keepers right there. Probably better than anything. It's like, I hate these things. Nobody should have them. Nobody should want to have them. And I'm probably going to breed them in a couple of years. And it's like, what the hell? What is wrong with us?
Well,
They're-
I don't know.
They're angry,
all
but they're
autistic.
bug-eyed and funny.
Yeah, and they want you dead. That's fine. If you like that sort of thing, that's great for you.
I like the saddle number. I almost don't care about anything else.
Oh God, we all have a different flavor of tism. That's what I've learned. That's what I've learned from this. It's like we all have different flavors.
They look like Woma hognoses, which makes me think about Woma hognoses
You know,
more.
I thought about when I saw that one, I thought hognose.
Yeah, it looks like a
said it.
Woma.
I said, like, you
They,
know, if you like covered up its head, like on the screen, you would think that body was a hognose, except for the killed.
if you go to my Instagram and you scroll down, like, I don't know, a couple weeks, you can actually see I took a picture of my female in like a shadow box
Mm-hmm.
or in a light box, and she just looks so fucking angry.
I love that. for her.
Everybody buy some today. I just think if you're clear about like, hey, you can't over propagate this because it's kind of a shit pet, but like a nerd might want it, so breed it every 2 years. That's like a fair assessment of
It's
some
somewhere-
of these species, you know.
It's somewhere around where no, that's a fox. That's a Western fox. Oh, I think, yeah.
You know
That
what?
is everything you need to know about a thorn scrub rat right there.
She looks angry, but she looks really cute while she's doing it, though. I have to say.
I know, she looks cute here.
Look at her
And
little
then-
face.
And somewhere near this, I have a reverse striped male, which is like a wild type morph, and he's like a lovely little puppy.
That's
Yeah.
fine. He's cool.
See,
He's a
he's
vibe.
cool. And they're both like the same locality, but totally unrelated. But that's like a co-dominant gene, I think, but whatever. Anyway, they're dumb little bug-eyed bastards at the end of the day, and they kind of hate you most of the time.
Hmm.
Heavy breathing. I'm thinking. It looks like a leopard corn snake.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not saying it is a leopard corn snake. I'm just saying it looks like a leopard.
And we
corn
know
snake.
that we know what you're. Well, I guess you need to say that for.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a hybrid escaped
Oh God.
or whatever. I'm saying
These ones are, I think he's an F1 or an F2 Nueces County, so he's actually like legit locality stock.
How far west is Nueces County?
Isn't that like Corpus?
I believe
Is it?
so, yeah.
Okay. There's an Alpine County
I should know that, but there's like a
Kennerly
billion.
on Wharf Market.
God,
Mhm.
I could spell.
And I was like, where did they get it? He's like, I literally found an Alpine.
Yeah, it's Corpus. It's Corpus Christi. It's like north of Padre Island in Kingsville.
It's pretty far south.
It's right on the.
Well, it looks more
Coast.
corn snakey than the ones further west. Even though it's not corn snakey, but I mean, like in build.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's almost
Yeah,
got the
head.
wiener head stamp.
Yeah, it's not digging around in a rock. It's digging around in a little bush looking for a little lizard.
With its little wiener head stamp.
Yeah, I mean, I love wieners, so it's fine.
Yeah, wieners are fine.
Jokes on you. Wieners are fine.
And that's what we've learned.
Yeah, okay. Well, wieners because we went a long time. Hopefully some
We did.
content. you care
Yeah.
about. Oh,
Yeah,
God,
and
we
maybe
did.
like 5 people out there care about this, and thank you to those 5 people.
Yeah, all of
Yeah.
them are cool. Some of them are brown though, so just be careful. Don't overread, because
Buy
And
more
the moral-
Slowinski eye.
I'm our Slowinski eye.
The moral of the story is even the ones in D tier are still freaking rad because they're rat snakes, and rat snakes are freaking cool. So
Also, like Slowinski Eye Silverleaf is the fucking shit. I don't give a shit what Jen says.
You know, you were so underselling it, and now you're like, it's the fucking shit. Like, are you,
specifically
like, high?
Silverleafs. For some reason,
Pull up a
just
picture
kills
of the
me.
Silverleaf. Pull up a picture before we go.
oh fuck.
Pull it up. Pull up the Silverleaf.
There's not that many pictures. Apparently, it's just me and Chris and Don.
One other guy.
Hold on. Can I try and send you a picture of the Anery silverleaf that I have? Because you should pull that up. Because hold on, let me see if I can do this.
Let's read
I believe in you.
Lakeway Media's. I think he thought this one was an Anery, but I don't think this is. They just look like that sometimes when they're born. There's a lot of mine hatch like that.
That's pretty.
Yeah, they're like really gray snakes, but they can have like little pieces of pink or whatever.
Pieces of pink.
Little pieces,
It's like
but not a lot. They're not
like
overdone.
cinder.
Yeah, but it's a cinder
Cinder
that's like
does it.
thick and firm.
Vascular.
Yeah, it's thick in your hand. You can really double
Thick and
fist it.
Oh God. My 13-year-old daughter's little friend wanted to watch this podcast, and I was like, maybe not. I
No,
was like, it's not good for children.
it'll be good once you're 18.
Yes.
Because sometimes they're squared off, but sometimes they're not. Whatever that last batch was, they're like more.
They're squared off, but then they're not. And then sometimes they're
So
straight, but
it's
then sometimes
like-
they're not.
It's like Sunkissed. You know, Sunkissed are squared when they're on like
Yeah.
a Okati polygenic platform, but sometimes they'll be even without cinder more shatter looking. And then if there's the head center effect gets them, it's even more shatter looking, so they'll be more diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Oh, did you actually find, was that a normal silverleaf you had up, or was that an Anery? Because I sent you a picture of an Anery one on Facebook.
I don't know. This is his ad from a long time ago that I've read like a couple times because he thinks this one is I don't think he thinks this one's Anery. I think he thinks this one is an Anery, but I don't think this one is an Anery. But you just send me to me on Instagram.
I had to do Facebook because on my phone it won't let me send it on Instagram without closing out. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay.
I'm offended.
Listen, this one is more gray to me than the one
cool.
he thought was it one. So I think this is one, and
All right.
That,
wherever
well,
this
that is
snake is
the one
cool.
that.
So
Remember,
there.
I told you I was nearly sold one, and then the dude like fucked me over on it. This was that snake.
Right. So this snake still exists somewhere in this hobby. We just need to find it.
KJ Lodrig has her.
Okay. Who's that?
He's the guy. Lodrig is the guy who discovered Silverleaf, helped found the Anery, and is the guy who supposedly discovered the Tesseracorn.
Oh.
the king snake.
Yeah.
Discovered.
So the story goes that
Why did he
Silverleaf.
get it back if he like got rid of it?
So what happened was the Anery and the Silverleaf Slowinski Eye are all supposedly Grimes County, Texas locality. And what happened was KJ and Brad Lichtenhahn and Don Soderberg had all of them. And then Don got out of them and KJ got out of them. And it was just Brad producing them. But then Brad's whole group population bottlenecked and died off. So there were just a few that kind of got scattered to the wind.
Well, Dawn's went to Travis.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah. Many of the ones I bought are from Travis. Whistler,
Okay, gotcha.
Typically, in case there's a lot of Travises, should be clear. So Don
Gotcha.
didn't like throw them in the trash or something. When
No,
Travis
but-
bought his like corn snake breeding operation, he also brought his Emery Eye and Slowinski Eye like side quests
Gotcha.
too.
So
Yeah,
Grimes County is like central
Bryan College Station.
It's like college, Navasota.
Yeah,
that
and
area.
and supposedly the Anery is a naturally occurring form down in Grimes, but supposedly Silverleaf just kind of like popped into being from the Grimes County stock, which is the same line as the Anery. So heavy amount of inbreeding going on in that line, and then, but of course, this is also, if you believe the stories from the person who also just randomly discovered Tessera. And I'm pretty sure the story goes that Tessera just popped out from a pairing of like a normal to a normal.
Well, it's like it was at a pet store and the person said whatever they said about it, sold it to the pet store. The pet store saw it was weird. But so it was like a 2-3 group or 3 brothers and a sister.
Yep.
Or something like that. I'm messing up the numbers, I feel like. But if something happens randomly, does it happen to 3 of the babies? Randomly?
And with the fact that it is such a dominant gene, I feel like one of them would have had to be visual for something.
Right, that one of the parents was probably a jungle corn Newport. Whatever. It's fine. I like Tessera.
Yeah, you
It's
do.
fine.
I do.
You
I
do.
just do.
Every time you post a snake up, I'm like, what a beautiful snake. It would be prettier if it wasn't Tessera.
Sometimes it's
We've
too
had this-
much because
we've
it's like
had
the
this
same.
fight.
But sometimes I'm like, this is the fucking shit, right? Like it's
I mean,
so
a lot of people
weird.
think
It's like a Stars and Stripes leopard boa or something. You're like,
To each
let me
their
fuck
own.
this shit up big
There's
time.
something for
And
everybody out there.
yeah, I like normal saddles on average more because I like being able to determine the border percentage and like the way the side saddles sit, which sounds weird, but some of them are like different shapes. Some of them are like weird and bleedy. Some of them bleed up. Some of them bleed down. There's a lot of properties there you lose when you Tessera it. You're like,
Yep.
I don't fucking know what's going on under here polygenically, so I can't determine. But I don't know. Just have all of them. Fuck it.
Do it. Have fun. People like them. Why not? Live your life.
Tesseras have hybrid origins. Change my mind.
You can't.
So the question is like, for me always, is this sun-kissed and anery or charcoal from corn snake origin?
So the only thing that I will say about the anery in Slowinskii is that anery, like the not charcoal, just anery in corn snakes does get the yellow along the jaws, which anery in Slowinskii does not. So unless it's a charcoal, but it's almost too.
Carotenoid yellow doesn't even happen in Slowinskii. So if you inserted the gene from corn snakes, bred it back 2 more generations, you would be such high percent Slowinskii, it would not make carotenoid yellow again. And so the gene could be of that origin. But I don't even know if we have to have a hybrid hypothesis, because I think it's been pretty clear that different North American colubrids break their genes to make a color mutation in the same way and even on the same allele all the time. So I'm not that worried about it. They're cool looking. It's a gray snake, and it's got cat lips, and it's 2 hands deep. You can
who's got silver leaves?
Me.
I have anery.
Why the hell don't I have them?
Because you don't want them. You're like, I hate snakes that are attractive, interesting, fun, rare, reasonably priced, easy to take care of. That's what you said to me.
That are bred by my friends that I should support. Hey, I support. Okay,
that's what you said. I heard it out loud, and I was like, okay, fine. Get
fine.
It, queen.
Okay, fine. Send me a silver leaf female.
Okay.
That I'll pay for.
You know who I want?
If you go give me some wild caught ones, and then I'll give you het outcross F1s
of the babies. Yeah.
Whatever.
You know what I want, Jessica? I want Pumpkin Patch. He's lovely.
He's so cute.
He's
Which
so
one
good
is
with
Pumpkin
his
Patch.
I don't know.
I know the name.
Beauty spot.
He's this weird Slowinski with like a red paradox spot. I request an updated picture of him.
I just did a reel. It
Don't ask her
popped
for
off on
pictures.
Instagram.
Don't ask her for pictures, and don't say that she doesn't post them, because she'll go on some freaking 15-minute tirade about how I do post my shit.
Look, I just did it, and he actually went kind of
That's cool.
semi-viral for me. At
Oh, damn. Okay.
How many likes did you get?
282 or 80,
Shit.
yeah, 82. That's pretty good for me because I don't post consistently anymore. But he like went kind of viral.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
He's just a guy.
That's really cool.
If
It
you
is
ever
fun.
get rid of him, you know I want him.
All right, well,
Saying it here for the
he's
internet
supposed to be a
cookie.
backup in case my visual silverleaf male adult dies for some random reason because I would be out of luck.
That's valid.
But if I make something else, yeah, or if I get a wild caught one, that'd be even better. Because I don't need it because he's related to everything I have. Clearly, he's just there as backup.
I mean, all the Slowinskis are just Targaryens at this point.
Yeah. Yes. It's because it was deprioritized by everybody involved with it every step of the way. It was the
It's not an
strictly worst,
obviously attractive snake.
non-investable whatever. Even though it's cool looking.
It's one of those you got to kind of keep looking at it, and then you're like, yeah, okay, it's cool. But when you look at it the first time, you're just like, I don't give a shit about this. What do I need this for? I got enough problems in my life.
I think the wild
Tons of
type,
snakes.
the wild type is, I don't know, it's brown. But they're very charming animals. They're very fun to keep.
I'm
But
easy
the
to sell to.
silverleaf and the anery like make it even more fun because now it's like a chase with a really cool looking aesthetic, and all the pet byproduct is going to be easy to take care of.
Yeah, I'm easy to sell to. It's really not that hard to sell to me. You're like, no, it is cool. I'm like, okay, fine. Send me
they
one.
had this little like raccoon eyes.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love the way that the
Smiley
silverleaf
faces.
like alters the facial markings. It's so cool.
Some of them have like Sailor Moon V's on their heads.
Mhm.
Yeah, these ones have like a pointy, almost shadow like, but it's really just sun-kissed like pointiness to them. They're not all squares. Hello, I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's say goodbye to everybody. Thanks for coming. I don't know if we learned anything. Keith is late as usual. What the heck?
Bye, everyone.
All right,
Don't
bye.
buy thorn scrubs.
Bye.
Or do. Maybe they like it. Maybe they're into it.
Maybe they like the biting. Who knows?
Masochist.